Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
You know, I know it's a compliment, but a lot of times people will say, man, you box good for a white boy.
Caleb Sweethead wins!
TheBoxingVoice.com.
But you see, when I sat down on this, I promised myself that I was going to run this all the way to the top, where I had no problem crashing and burning and dying on the way. I want you to keep doing what you're doing and keep not believing in me, because you're the very reason that I'm here.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Now, for a lot of you, that opinion is not validated because you've never stepped between the ropes. You don't know what it's like to get up in front of them people and fight.
It's easy to sit in those seats. It ain't easy to stand up here. Remember that.
So he may have a financial degree, but in boxing, I have a PhD.
We're going to find out Saturday night, though. I promise you that. There goes the champ!
And he hit him with that right and left hook.
Man, I've worked my whole entire life for this. 17 years straight. I buried my daughter in the process of trying to get this belt. I promised her that I'd become a world champion and that I'd bring her this title. And that's exactly what I'm going to go back to Tennessee and do. Nashville, stand up!
SDS Promotions.
You know, I'm trying to get 4 belts. He can't even hang on to 1 belt.
When Benavidez gets cooking, it's like fighting an octopus.
El Bandera Roja, David Benavidez.
I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
To everybody that's in 168, you know, I'm coming for everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Charlo, Caleb Plant, Canelo, I'm coming for all of them.
Canelo, hell of a fighter. But it's my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez.
I think everybody wants to see me against Canelo, right?
David Benavidez.
Yo, he used to be.
This brother right here, I'd like to see Canelo against somebody like that.
I definitely like punishing and hurting individuals. That's what I love to do.
And now Benavidez unloading.
I got a lot of power too, and I throw punches and bunches, and I don't get tired.
The jab leads with the right, and there's that hand speed.
I'm ready to fight whoever, whenever. I can beat Canelo tomorrow, and I can beat Charlo tomorrow too. The big Charlo want to get it too?
So Charlo would be the alternative?
He don't want to get in the ring with me because he's a pussy. That's why.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
I've never liked Caleb Plant. It's never been a secret. I never liked Caleb Plant. At the end of the day, I'm not nobody's friend right here. I don't want to be nobody's friend. I'm here to knock people out. And if you don't want to get knocked out, don't mention my name. In this game, it really is kill or be killed. You know, it's either you or me, and I pick me all the time.
Finish him.
SDS Promotions.
I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
What up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and we're going to be talking Wilder versus Fury, Plant versus Benavidez, that is official, Tank versus Garcia, that is done, but the broadcasters have not decided on how they're going to work this out. And obviously we've been getting a bunch of news about Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. We know that fight will eventually happen. So my question to my audience today is, which of these two men can take Canelo's Cinco de Mayo? Obviously, we know that Canelo came out not too long ago. It's all over social media that he had his cast removed. I'll try and find you some video of that now just so that you can, have some context. But he's going to be out. And because of that, there is an opportunity here for two of these men to step up to the plate and grab a hold of a date that otherwise has been dominated by Canelo and or Floyd Money Mayweather. So I feel like we have an opportunity here. Yesterday we got an amazing fight announcement that Caleb Plant and David Benavidez have decided to get in the ring. They both announced that they both made the fight, right? So that's a fight that I think that can steal the Cinco de Mayo date without a doubt. I think that it wouldn't be difficult for Plant and Benavidez to start the Cinco de Mayo fight. I think it's definitely a Mexican Cinco de Mayo date-worthy fight. You got Benavidez, who's, I believe, Mexican and Ecuadorian. You got his father, who's full Mexican, who'll be in the corner. And then, you know, you got Caleb Plant, who's been in there with Canelo Alvarez. That seems to be the easiest fight to snatch that date, I'll be real. Or Wilder Ruiz for me. Now, I will say this, though. I think Caleb Plant says something about, like, see you early next year. There's a lot of rumors that this will be taking place in March. Now, just because they're thinking March doesn't mean it has to be March. You know, I know us as fight fans, we probably just want the fight to come a lot sooner. That we're not getting. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see who snatches the date up and who could actually get it done, man. Again, Wilder Ruiz, David Benavidez versus Plant. Those seem like shoo-ins to take the Canelo Alvarez Cinco de Mayo date in May. It seems easy for Wilder Ruiz. You know, that's been the combination for Floyd for quite some years. African-American fighter across from a Mexican or Latino fighter on Cinco de Mayo or Mexican Independence Day has always worked well for Floyd. And others, let's be real, you know, Canelo's been able to successfully take that date and do what he wants with it. And I think that the combination of Wilder, Ruiz, Plant, Benavidez can absolutely take it. Now, we haven't even talked about the young guns. You know, we haven't talked about Ryan Garcia, who is Mexican descent. He can easily try and take that date from his now rival, Canelo Alvarez, right? They've been having a little feud on social media here and there, saying things to each other. Sorry about that. Mother of God, I have no clue why that was muted. Anyway, do apologize. I was saying that we do have a poll. Which of these fighters can take Canelo's date, Cinco de Mayo? It's already got 275 votes, which is crazy when we just started the show. The poll says which of these fighters can take Canelo's date, Cinco de Mayo, and Wilder versus Ruiz Jr. is 22%. Spence versus Crawford is 18%. Benavidez Plant is at 27%. Tank versus Ryan, 34%. Now, these are all amazing fights. And that's why the poll is pretty tight. You know, I'm shocked that Tank and Ryan are getting the nod to take over the date at 34%. That is a big amount for our poll. And look, we're nearly at 300 votes now. It's at 294. So, wow. I would think Wilder Fury, I would think Benavidez Plant would be way better. Talk Trends, thank you for the heads up. Mark Blake, what up? Appreciate it. Yeah, you guys are on a delay. So it must have been muted earlier. And people that are asking, like my producer Brandon, certain scenes have things muted. See, this is me going through different scenes, and the mic is still good. But some of these, the mic is muted like this. And now it's not muted. You see? So, all right, we went through the test. Now you understand. I made a mistake and hit the wrong button. Get off my case. Who's going to take the Canelo date? Because he is definitely not going to be available to fight on Cinco de Mayo for this year, 2023, obviously. Just taking off that cast, which I haven't been able to find on Instagram. They did this new layout. And they changed everything up. The way that we look for hashtags now is totally different. It's fucking whack. But I am on Insta trying to find that video for you. He just cut the cast off yesterday, which obviously rules him out. He can no longer fight on May the 5th. And that date is available for someone to snatch up. You know, I am opening the phone lines. Whether you want to call in on Discord, you could just raise your hand. And Twitter Spaces, we already got some people there if you want to request to speak. You want to give me your thoughts. You want to tell me which fight. Maybe I don't have a fight on the list. Maybe it isn't Wilder Ruiz. Maybe it isn't Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence or Benavidez Plant or even Tank Ryan. Maybe you have another fight that you think can come in and steal that Canelo Alvarez Cinco de Mayo date. Let us know which one that is. And, yeah, also participate on our poll right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, where we are conducting a poll and taking calls and or replying to all your super chats. So join us right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. We go live twice a day, and we even go live spontaneously. So outside of those 2 times, you might catch us live doing other things and talking more boxing. Shout out to my man, Jay Hardcore, that just sent me the video. Once again, look at that. Now, Canelo posted this on his social media, but obviously, the hard work and Fight Hype has it already. So making it easy for us. Shout out to Fight Hype doing their job. And let me just now add this. And here's the video. So this is obviously Canelo Alvarez, and you know, he's showing you he's got some sort of kitty cat, but with the cast on, and he's gonna have that cut off and removed in just a bit. Shout out once again to Fight Hype, who who re-uploaded Canelo's story to keep it in the universe forever. Forever. Yes, I am muted on Twitter because I'm using, obviously, the phone to show you the video of the damn cast that he hasn't cut off yet. There we go. Because my man want to be petting his cat while we trying to show you this video. So, obviously, Canelo is not available, and won't be. He's said to be out for at least a year. So, because he's going to be out for a year, it opens that door. On our poll, it looks like Tank and Ryan is what the people want to see on Cinco de Mayo. Now, can they get that done? Obviously, Mayweather and Oscar, two people that have used those dates, two people that understand the potential of those dates, but there are separate entities. Can they come together in time so that this fight can take place on Cinco de Mayo? And I'm shocked that as long as we've been waiting, you guys want to wait longer. Because May is, Jesus, what month are we in? November? So May's like 6 months away, bro. So that's a long time to be waiting for a fight that we've already been waiting quite a long time. But it will help with the buildup. It will help with the buildup. If we could get an announcement, if we can get for sure it's happening in Cinco de Mayo and people can plan, I think any of the combination of the people that we have on today's, not only poll but thumbnail, showing us who can take this date of Cinco de Mayo, I think the combination of any of these two men, given the proper promotion, will have a very, very successful event on Cinco de Mayo. I'm not with the poll. I think that Andy Ruiz is more Mexican in the eyes of the public than Ryan. I think Wilder's a bigger threat to Ruiz than Tank is to Ryan. I think Ryan and Tank they're on a similar skill level. Maybe one has the edge in whoever you're debating with's eyes. Maybe one is slightly more skilled than the other or has more power than the other, but that is a little closer to even than Ruiz-Wilder. I think Ruiz-Wilder, on the other hand, Wilder would be a significant favorite. And, it's going to need, you're going to need, damn, what happened to my Twitter spaces? Uh-oh. Let me see something. But anyway, Wilder's a significant favorite, and Ruiz is going to need everything he has in terms of fan base to help him with that. Yeah, I don't know. This fuck. It ended. All right. So, yeah, man. I think that Ruiz and Wilder could definitely take that date. Benavidez Plant, I'm sure there's going to be some people that may hate a little bit because they'll say things like, oh, well, Benavidez isn't full Mexican. He's not a real Mexican, right? Then same thing for Ryan, They're going to say, well, he doesn't speak Spanish, So many different reasons why some of these guys may or may not be able to take over this date, Tank and Ryan is closer in skill. The fuck you talking about? I mean, more. If you don't think that Tank and Ryan are closer in skill than Wilder and Fury, then, you don't know what the hell you're watching. And you probably should stop watching. We don't need fans like you. What the fuck? Bro, if you saying Ryan don't got no skill or more skill than Wilder, like, you're tripping. What the fuck? Like, what the hell? Hell yeah, I got the pop socket with the wallet in the back. But let me see who's on Discord here and who's ready to rock and roll. If you want to speak, just go ahead and raise your hand on Discord, and we're going to bring you on. We got Big Fish Vega. What up?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I do.
Hey, man, I got to say, those are all great fights, great options. I wanted to call into your second show yesterday. Wasn't able to, couldn't hold on that long. But, man, I mean, the reason why a Tank and Ryan is number one, because it's going to be the biggest fight that you could possibly make. Cinco de Mayo is, that and the September Independence weekend are the two biggest dates to have a fight. And, I mean, what I wanted to call in to say, like, yo, a lot of casuals are familiar with the Tank name, are familiar with Ryan Garcia. I've even had my neighbor stop me, who knows I like boxing, doesn't know anybody, and said, hey, can you tell me about that Tank kid? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yo, that Ryan Garcia kid, he's fast. Couldn't name anybody else. But, that's a long wait, I think, for these guys. I mean, Tank hasn't fought since, what, June? I know that Ryan got one off a little bit later. But I think, honestly, the fight I think is perfect for Cinco de Mayo is Caleb Plant and David Benavidez. Benavidez does have Mexican heritage. He's been showing it. I think when he was the co-main event for the Spence, was it Mikey fight? He came out in a big sombrero. And, Caleb Plant has fought Canelo Alvarez, has been on the big stage. So Mexican fans know him. And they're going to talk a lot of shit. It's going to be a great build-up. I guess I would worry about David's inactivity. But I don't know. That just excites me when I think of that day and that matchup. I just like it the most for whatever reason. But, yeah, man, that's my call. Appreciate your time, Ness.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in. Damn. So that's one already that called in and it feels that the Tank Ryan fight is the bigger fight. I don't know, man. I think that those guys, they're a big fight without this date. They don't need this date. Can it help them? I'm sure, especially if both their handlers, both Floyd and Oscar step up to the plate, promote the way they should, then yes, the nostalgia that is Oscar, he'll bring out his fandom, so will Floyd, Tank, and Ryan on that historic boxing Mexican day. But I still believe Wilder versus Ruiz is the bigger fight and would benefit better, would do better on Cinco de Mayo versus anything else that we have, man. Anything else that we have. But looks like our co-host Danny Garcia will be joining Danny Garcia. Looks like Ring Walk Danny will be joining us, aka Daniel Alvarez. And yeah, man, once he gets situated, we'll ask him how he feels. But we're going to tell you what the public feels with almost 500 votes. Which of these fights can take Canelo's date? Cinco de Mayo. Is it Wilder versus Ruiz Jr. coming in at 22%? Spence versus Crawford moved from 18 to 20%. Benavidez Plant at 24%, while Tank Ryan still holding the lead at 33%, dropping 1%.
Good morning.
Buenos dias, my friend.
Let me tell you something, champ. These odds are a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah.
It
is, man. It is.
Oh, you just started it?
Well, I've been having issues. That's like my third one I started, bro. I don't know what's up. But they're jumping in there now.
All right.
They're jumping in there now.
So what really prompted this subject? Obviously, Caleb and Benavidez seem to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we're talking about that. That's obviously signed, sealed, and delivered. Both men have signed their contracts. Both men have come out and, announced it on their social media.
Wilder Ruiz should be ordered in about 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
At the WBC convention in Mexico.
Tank Ryan is already done. They're just waiting on broadcasters. And obviously, Earl and Terrence got to spin the block. But since they were 6 months out, all of these guys have an opportunity to take that date is my argument.
I definitely agree that they all can take or utilize that date, but I'm with the majority, champ. I think the Tank Ryan fight is the far bigger fight for that weekend.
Tank Ryan, first of all, Ryan doesn't give off traditional Mexican vibes. Like, have we seen sombreros at his fights? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, Andy Ruiz comes to weigh-ins with the sombrero. Andy Ruiz is like a fucking California Mexican tatted out. Like, Andy is the definition of a Mexican.
Yeah, and he's fought on Cinco de Mayo before and only did like 45,000 pay-per-view sales, so.
With Areola?
Absolutely.
It was more than 45, wasn't it?
50?
I don't know. But that wasn't the right opponent.
I'm just
There's
saying,
no
bro,
way they do.
He had the right weekend.
With the wrong opponent. Wrong opponent, man. That matters, bro. And it's good that they did 45 so they can learn their fucking lesson. Stop just throwing anything on pay-per-view. I think that Wilder Ruiz is a combination that on any day explodes, let alone Mexican Independence Day or Cinco de Mayo. Those are dates that the Mexicans will come out more to support Andy.
That's a fair point. They're like, Canelo doesn't wear sombreros. Fair point.
I'm not saying the fighter has to. When I said at Ryan's, do you see people coming there with it?
Yeah, but then you followed up that see
Andy actually wears it, yes. Yeah. But at Canelo's fight, do you not see the skeleton face? Do you not see the women dressed in the traditional outfits?
No. I mean,
like
the men are definitely in traditional Mexican wear and even like the up-to-date shit. No.
I just don't want it to get confused. Like, what I'm trying to say is that Ryan's fan base does not attract the traditional Mexican. We're not going to see the traditional Mexican clothing, outfits, hats.
Here's the thing. Though.
Ryan is a teeny bopper. But it's not the fucking same.
No, but it's not the same.
It's not the same demographic.
No. But in a way it is, and let me explain to you how. No, Nestor, let me explain to you how.
I'm listening.
Please. Because these, would you call them teeny boppers? Yes, these teeny boppers that you refer of that are not your traditional Mexican demographic that somebody like Canelo would attract, right? You with me here?
Someone that Canelo would attract.
Motherfucker ain't listening. All right. Just bear with me for 15 seconds. All right. So look, the teeny boppers that Ryan attracts, right? That's not the traditional Mexican audience is what you are saying, right? But their parents are.
Okay.
The parents are.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And bro,
and they're going to go to Tank Ryan and not find anything they're used to.
No, let me tell my uncle, the only reason he literally has watched both his fights this year because of his daughters. They're in love. They're like, yo, yeah, they want to know, like, how to watch his fight, whatever. So he'll hit me up for that. So it's like, yeah, the teeny boppers aren't the traditional Mexican audience, but the parents of that audience, they are your traditional Mexicans, bro. You get what I'm saying? And like you said before I jumped on camera, you said if promoted right, I mean, you bring out Oscar and Floyd. You get what I'm saying? The promoters.
And you pull that nostalgia for sure.
For
sure you can cheat if you're Tank and Ryan. You can use your handlers, and you can tap into that nostalgia. Get them to tap it into their audiences and come out for you. Absolutely.
So who was it that we just asked, and they said that they believe the only fight in boxing right now that can happen at the stadium is Tank Ryan.
Wow.
Who was it?
Yeah, I don't know. He was drunk.
Bro, we just had him on the show.
Still drunk.
Who do we have on the show
Bob
this
Santos?
Yeah, probably Bob.
Drunk.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
No way Tank and Ryan can take fucking the stadium in right here in Vegas.
No, I disagree. I've said I think the only fight in
Bruh, it's a wrap. I'm going to Ryan's next fight. I got to see the hype.
Shit, let's go. I told you I haven't been to a Ryan fight
Cuz
where
he
he's
ain't
headlined.
had a fight where he made me want to go. There's not been not one fight. This is not me hating. There's not one fight.
No, and I'm in agreement with you, brother. That's why I haven't been to his fights. I've only seen him fight on Canelo's undercards.
I mean, his biggest fight is Javier Fortuna. Is that the biggest name on his resume, or are they gonna say Luke Campbell? That's sad. I ain't fronting. That's sad. Now I get it. People,
Fortuna.
you know, somebody gonna bring up another fighter's name who might do less, but come on, man.
You know you love him. You know you love him.
Tank?
Nah, Ryan.
I don't dislike him, that's for sure, you know.
Well, you like what he brings to the table, because obviously he's crossed
I want to
over.
see it. I want to
He's
actually
crossed
see him
over
get to the
mainstream.
table.
No, I'm saying as far as the mainstream crossover, you know that you like what that brings.
Yeah, the eyeballs, the growth of the fan base for sure, man. The growth of boxing, absolutely.
What you looking
but
for,
all that is speculative. We don't have any analytics to back that up. I'm trying to see, can I see Ryan? But look, they don't even care. I've been scrolling for years now. Like, they don't even care about him. Where is he?
Are you on Matchroom?
Why would I be on Matchroom? This is the Zone Boxing.
Oh yeah.
Who he allegedly has a deal with.
Yeah.
Crazy. Did you see that Eubank Jr. is now in talks to fight Liam Smith?
Liam Smith.
Liam Smith.
I did not
Isn't
see
that the Liam that lost to Canelo?
That is at AT&T Stadium. Former Super welterweight
Bro,
champion
my
of the
man
world.
knows how to stay over there and get himself a domestic scrap, man.
Bro, nah. I mean, think about it. He fought Canelo, fought Jaime Munguia, and then...
No, I'm talking about Eubank knows how to get a domestic scrap. He lets other people go do the heavy lifting. Like, Conor Benn was the one fighting at least American fighters. Granados, Van Heerden, someone else he fought,
Algieri.
Right? There you go.
Van Heerden's South African,
But he was fighting on U.S. television, and he was with a U.S. Manager in Peter Kahn, always been. That being said, then Eubank uses that fame, gets a domestic fight. Same shit he did with Billy Joe. Same shit he's fucking doing now with Liam Smith. Liam Smith's the one that fought Canelo. Liam Smith fought Kurbanov.
He a 54-pounder.
I mean, he been moved up to 60. He won me some money at 60.
Last time I saw him fight, he was at 54.
Yeah,
that was like 4 years ago.
He won me some money at 60. I'm about to see.
And I said last time I saw him fight, I mean in person. So
he beat somebody that they had him as an underdog. I'm like, they tripping, man.
How was that Canelo's date?
What date?
Cinco de Mayo. Could somebody explain to me?
Come on, that's not his date?
Brother, but did he not?
I know he ain't been fighting on it, but like.
No. But did he not come out publicly and say he's not fighting until next September?
Oh, yes. But theoretically, that's his date. He's the one that fights on those dates.
Yeah, but let me see if I can find it. Like, they can't fight Cinco de Mayo. That's Canelo's date. And I'm like.
Well, that's the point. Canelo is injured, so there's an opportunity for another entity to step in. And from what I understand, someone has a hold on that date, no? No?
I can check.
I believe there's a hold on that date in Vegas.
I can 1,000,000% check for you. That won't be no.
So that's who he beat. He was an underdog versus Anthony Fowler. Liam Smith was. It was at 54 though. But we made that money there. Then he beat Jesse at 54, who was a career welterweight, really started lower than that. So, you know, him moving back to 60, it ain't going to be good for him.
He been bouncing back and forth, but his last fight, which he was victorious in, was at 60. So,
but he beat Roberto Garcia, who we know and has fought on ESPN. I believe Roberto Garcia lost to Margarito as well, you know. He beat him at 60 in Phoenix.
Oh,
What up?
you so the top rank card for Jenny Beck and Sinicia and our good
Denzel
friend
Bentley.
and our good friend
Denzel Bentley.
I was gonna say Emiliano.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because Denzel's the one fighting Jenny Beck, right?
Mhm.
That's the main event, I believe. Yeah, so I think we'll be ringside for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Going live though?
absolutely.
Word.
Yo, let me
Word.
tell you guys. I could talk about it. Fuck it. So I'm texting Evan Korn from Top Rank last night, right? Like late. I text him during the day. We text during the day, and then he didn't text me back till late. It's like 9:30, damn near 10 o'clock. I'm like, cool. So I'm texting him, and he was like, text Robert, let him know. And I was like, Robert Kraft? Haha. And he was like, no, my personal assistant. And I'm like, damn, you got a personal assistant? I was like, excuse me, big time?
Word.
I'm like, yeah, send over his information.
That's crazy.
I'm like, damn.
I mean, I'm sure he needed one, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, nah, shout out to Evan. He be stacked. So that should be the day after we get back from Mexico. From Mexico. And then we may be doing something in San Diego tomorrow. Like just watching the fights at a place where our fans and fighters can come.
Okay, you found the location?
Yeah.
Because
I found the location showing the fights.
Uh-huh.
And so, I sent out the message. And when I reached out to them the first time, they left me on red for 4 hours and then replied.
Okay.
So now
they had to talk to the manager, the
right.
bosses.
So now I sent the message and they saw it. They opened it an hour ago, so we'll see. But they're definitely showing the fights though.
Nice.
Definitely showing the fights. So we'll have somewhere to watch the undisputed fight between Chantel Cameron and Jessica McCaskill and the light heavyweight championship fight between Zurdo and Dimitri Bivol, who have both made weight. Yo, and shout out to Matchroom, man. They've gone above and beyond for this card as they've established a new relationship there in Abu Dhabi in the Middle East.
I don't know that they've gone above and beyond because, truth be told, it's not gotten any buzz. I mean, it's Friday. We haven't even talked about it. We do have a show scheduled at 12 for previews and predictions for that fight, but it's Friday. No one's called in 4 straight days to be like, yo, what's up?
No, that's
Zurdo
not true.
Ramirez.
We actually had a couple callers yesterday.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we actually did. Bro, I
don't even remember anyone yo, why y'all not talking about Zurdo Ramirez? That usually happens too.
Nah, but look, even this guy right here, he tweeted at me, more headline boxing news that keeps
that was same guy yesterday.
Overshadowing,
I seen that.
yeah.
One dude. I'm telling you, I do my research. One dude. And look, I think it's gonna be a great fight. Definitely you want to tune into our betting show. As I don't know that the advice is going to be 100%, but we definitely have gotten a solid tip, and I'm gonna use that tip to make my bet, regardless. We'll see how it plays out in the actual fight, but I don't want to be the one not to give credence to the tip, and then it shows its face, and we didn't get to capitalize. But speaking of capitalizing, are you helping us take over these YouTube airwaves by smashing that thumbs up button and telling the algorithm that we rocking out every day? And that we all taking callers, both on Twitter Spaces, where you can just request, and or Discord, where you could just raise your hand. So come on over and join us right now on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click that notification button so you get notified every time we go live. We're going to give you the results to our poll. We're not going to end it. But we're going to tell you where we're at, and then we're going straight to the phone lines.
Ooh.
Did it did that?
That's interesting.
I fucking ended
That's
it?
interesting. Okay.
What?
That's interesting. They say somebody said if Sudor beats Bivol, that he will take the Cinco de Mayo day. Could we see an undisputed fight with him and Better Beef?
I think so. I think that actually no. I don't think that Golden Boy would go straight into a Better Beef fight. He would have to like knock out what's his name? Bivol. Like he's got to look as dominant as Better Beef. Like people seem to forget that Better Beef is 100% knockout ratio. Like every man that's gotten in there, he's knocked them out,
Right.
and he's unified.
It's
It's totally different from Wilder, where Wilder was knocking out men. This dude's knocking out champions to unify.
I mean, he ended Vosdick's career. Who
retired his ass?
Who ended Adonis Stevenson's career?
Yeah.
So let's just put that
Into perspective.
Into perspective. You get what I'm saying? Like, he beat the champ that beat the champ, or he retired the champ that retired the champ. Like that's what he's done. Although I know that I've brought up in the past how he's been sat down before, but yes, 100% knockout ratio, highest in boxing. That's
all right. So I just want to remind everyone that before we take any callers, we do want you to hit that thumbs up button.
Oh, I got the.
And we are taking callers on Twitter Spaces, so you can request, and on Discord, so you can raise your hand. So we're going out to the phone lines because we would prefer to hear your thoughts. Which of these fights can take over that Canelo date since he's out due to injury? Now, yes, his hand is healed. Yes, he did take off the cast, but he will not be back in time.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
So if you want to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline, remember you can do that both on Twitter Spaces and or Discord.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
King Amin in Essex, New Jersey. Talk to us on Twitter.
Yo. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right, listen. Good morning, gentlemen. Immediately, the fight that can take the date is Tank and Ryan. A lot of elements to it. The same way, like you said, the nieces, Danny, the nieces is looking for Ryan. You got the city girls looking for Tank. So you bringing in that female audience. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, you have to let the youth take over. All these fights are good. But I mean, you could kind of put Spence, Crawford, and Benavidez, playing on the same. I mean, they wouldn't do that. I mean, that's perverted. How dare they give us how dare PBC give us an excellent card like that because they're gonna make us pay almost $100 pay per view? How dare they give us Plant Benavidez?
They give us that. You paying $100?
If they give us Plant Benavidez and Spence Crawford on the same pay per view, I'm paying $100 easily.
120
easily.
Come on, man. Why you going above? Like,
and that's what I'm saying. I gotta have money for my
no, but
cones and my
not
racks
you,
and shit.
but this guy. We never got 120. He trying to bust the ceiling for these promoters.
No, I just wanted to see how great of a card do you believe that?
Bro, we never gonna push the envelope more than them. They gotta give us the price hike. Why would I openly give them an extra $20?
And that's why I'm trying to stack it. The extra 100, the extra 20, nah, but 100 for a card like that. But this is why you don't have to do that. Let's go back to the card that wins it. You don't have to do that with Tank and Ryan. That shit sells itself because, the speculation. I mean, I would love to see these old jokers put on some gloves, but, they might not do that at this point. But wouldn't that be cute? You put Floyd and Oscar on the undercard. But still, I think that gives, Golden Boy an opportunity to stack their fighters somewhere because that's all they do is wait to sign up and line up and try to stack their fighters at a low cost. But, yeah, man, I'm not going to hold up the line, man. Y'all fellas enjoy the day. Appreciate what y'all doing, King. I'm out, fellas.
All right, champ. We going out to Big Gucci Nick on Discord.
What up, man? Everybody smash that like button and smash that subscribe button too, man. Man, that's a great poll right there, Ness. Great fights. Um, man, I gotta say Wilder Ruiz would take that Canelo date, Cinco de Mayo. I feel like that Ryan Garcia fight's right behind it, but I mean, like you said earlier, man, like Ryan Garcia's got that. He's that second generation like Mexican. He ain't that like traditional Mexican like Danny said. But I believe that Ruiz, man, when he won that title, the titles from Joshua, man, he met the president. They had a fucking parade. I feel like he's got a bigger backing when it comes to the Mexican fan base to take that Cinco de Mayo date, man. So I got Wilder Ruiz picking that date. But man, all these fights, they're close fights, man. Any of those fights could really do it. But like, I got that fight on top, man. But yeah, great show, man. Keep up the good content, Ness.
Shout
All
out,
right, champ. Thank
Yo,
you for calling
even
in.
though he is, like, even though I don't agree with him, I like that he's on the opposite side of the fence. But we got Queen of the Ring on Twitter talk to us.
Queen of the Ring.
Make sure to unmute.
Okay.
We hear
So
you.
I'm going to go. Hello, y'all. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. Thank you for joining us.
Thank y'all for having me. I'm gonna go Maul Charlo. I want to say it has to be a big 160 fight. It can't be below that because everybody's been expecting for him to return. So I'm gonna go.
But we've been
Big
the
Charlo.
big one would be the big fight for him would be Benavidez, and that ain't gonna happen if
Yeah, he already
Benavidez
fighting
fighting Plant.
Well, I mean, there is other people that he could fight that they want to see him fight.
Like, name one you like.
But I want to see him fight. When does Zotto return? He's coming back. They give him a couple of months to come back, huh?
Yeah, he fights Saturday if he could be successful.
So he gonna
Okay,
go.
well
so
then I'm gonna go
so
Big Charlo versus Zotto.
so you want Charlo to
In
go
May for
move
the
up
Canelo
two
date.
divisions?
He had to move up. He had to
He
move
has
up.
to move up.
Is Zordo 68?
This is 75, champ. This
Ooh,
light
that's
heavyweight.
right. That
This
is 75.
This
That's not
light
68.
heavyweight.
Oh well, you're right. Okay, so then there's nobody he could fight, but a Charlo return would be significant on that.
Now,
day.
I mean,
Munguia, what about Munguia?
I like Munguia. I like Andre. I like Chris Eubank Jr.
I think Munguia, like, he ain't fighting nobody.
I mean, he announced the fight.
Yeah,
It's just nobody.
Yeah, I'm saying he got a fight this month against a nobody, but that's
Damn,
enough
is
time.
it this month? They announced it this month, and it's
It
this
is
month?
this month.
Well,
They haven't
today
said
like the
anything
3rd,
about
ain't it? Today November
That's
4th.
crazy.
You know what I mean? So they announced it last week. They gave it a month. Yeah,
That's crazy. I never heard of that.
Bro, my man's posted it on his Instagram, turned the comments off because he knew it was finna be bad. He knew it was gonna be bad. I mean, if you talking Charlo Munguia, I'm sorry, that's on the undercard. That ain't no pay-per-view.
Word.
That ain't no Cinco de Mayo pay-per-view in my opinion. But Queen of the Ring, we do appreciate you tuning in. Who else we got on Discord, champ?
On Discord, looks like we got Big Supermax in Texas.
That's a fair point, Raw Dog. Heyman don't really cross promote.
Yo.
Yo.
What's up, fellas? Good morning. Hey, no, I gotta go with Tank and Ryan, man. And this, you and I heard somebody else talk about this traditional Mexican fan base thing. Let me remind you of something. Before Floyd Mayweather used the Cinco de Mayo date, it was Oscar De La Hoya. Now, Danny, was Oscar a big fan favorite of the traditional Mexican fan base?
Fuck no.
That means absolutely nothing, Ryan.
Yeah, but Oscar came out with the burgundy robe and the sombrero. Get out of here. He would not always wear the
What does that
sombrero
mean?
because he was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? But nah, he came out with his Mexican robe and his
Oscar
sombrero
was
and
not
cater
loved
to
by
his
Mexican
audience.
people like that, though.
It don't matter if he
that's
was
what we're saying.
loved. He pandered to them.
But
he pandered to them.
That's what he is saying is during that era, right? He was the Ryan Garcia that would attract the Mexican Americans and the younger Mexican audience. While Chavez,
he's got that demographic.
while Chavez was adored by the old school traditional Mexicans.
The difference is that Oscar at least knew Spanish. At least Oscar was raised in East LA. That's that's Mexican pedigree.
Yeah,
that's Mexican pedigree. You fucking talking about my man who live in San Diego some fucking where, chilling with fucking in Malibu Beach. Get out of here.
It's telling you, it's the same thing. The same demographic will come out. It's a bigger fight. Then you throw in Oscar and Floyd to help build it up. That's the modern day version of it. And look, Wilder Ruiz, I'm just gonna be honest. That's a win that. The Mexican people want to support somebody that they think can win. Trust me, I talk to a lot of people, a lot of Mexicans. They know Ruiz is going to get slept. We know what's going to happen there. Wilder's knocking his ass out. That fight's not going to be competitive.
So you saying the Mexicans also feel Ryan has more of a shot to beat Tank than Ruiz?
That's more competitive, and he'll bring a different demographic. The demographics are different. The hardcore traditional Mexican audience, they may not come out, but you're talking about a drawing power. You're talking about Vegas, Cinco de Mayo weekend. You got the box fan expo going on.
Supermax, and I still think we'll get some of those Mexicans to come out, bro. Because
of course.
Because at the end of the day, it's gonna be Cinco de Mayo. They're gonna play up to it. They're gonna play up to, and like I said, these teeny boppers,
teeny boppers,
that Ness refers to.
Titty boppers.
Oh, we all like a titty bopper. And then, isn't the Boxing Fan Expo always that weekend in Vegas?
Yes.
Usually the Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence in September.
And you do this, Ness and Danny. You do this because on both ends, this is how you propel two guys directly into superstardom. It's a big Vegas fight, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Everybody's in town. The fight, I think, will deliver on an entertainment value. I think Tank wins. But I think, look, Oscar lost 6 times, never lost any name value. And Tank can go on with the O and keep producing. Tank's already been established as a star. If Ryan has a good showing of himself against Tank, there's no shame in losing there. So I think it's a win-win, and I think I think you're talking about maximizing your investments. That fight is the best one to maximize the most money. I don't think I like the Benavidez and Plant fight. I think that's going to be a very interesting fight. The buildup is going to be great. But if we're talking about business-wise, making the best that we can out of that weekend, it's got to be Tank Ryan. You can build 2 young, brand-new superstars in one night. But that's my call, fellas.
All right, brother.
But that's what I'm saying. Even though I live in Vegas, even though the date is reserved, I did this show specifically to put the idea in the promoter's mind. TGB already has a March date for Plant Benavidez. It's not for Plant Benavidez, but we've been told it's Plant Benavidez in March. Obviously, Plant came out and said early next year. So it could be February where they do have dates locked.
Somebody said early. Somebody said first half, I believe.
Our source.
Yeah, our source. Look,
I want to go with here. Our source.
March, Plant Benavidez, pay-per-view.
But hopefully after today, Al, TGB, the powers that be, maybe even Jose says, yo, you know what? Nesta has a point. Why we not doing it on Cinco de Mayo? Like, who's taking that date? Who you giving it to? Someone needs to debate and get this date.
So y'all heard it here first. March 18th, Plant Benavidez.
Like, would you be okay if, like, because obviously it's like a team, you know, Al's the coach, but he got you on the bench. This the big game, Cinco de Mayo. Everybody wants this date, don't they? Or do they not know that it's an economical, you know, like a really good date to boost your economics?
No, absolutely. But I think that they've been in those seats and they know, okay, this is Cinco de Mayo. Where can we make the majority of our money at? And sorry to say, Nesta, but there's possibly upwards of, if not more than, 2.4 million reasons why Tank and Ryan is the biggest fight.
Well, speaking of Tank and Ryan being the biggest fight, right now on our poll, it's in the lead with 34%, and we're at 699 votes. Tank versus Ryan to take the Canelo date is in the lead, 34%. 24%, David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, versus Caleb Sweet Hand Plant, 24%. Spence Jr. versus Terrence Bud Crawford, 20%. Wilder Ruiz Jr. versus for 22%. So these
I like
things
that.
haven't
Hold
moved.
on. Raw Dog won't even. You know what? Let's get to the poll, and then I'm finna get to this, and then we gonna.
No,
get
I'm
to
just
super
saying
chats.
that the poll barely moves. Like, look, now Wilder's at 21%, and we're at 709 votes. But it's pretty much the same.
So, we had that caller. She said that she Charlo, and obviously we was like,
GGG.
And we said Munguia.
We ain't say GGG.
Yeah.
That's a decent fight. That's a pay-per-view. You know that's a pay-per-view. GGG Charlo's a pay-per-view.
Not on Cinco de Mayo, it's not.
Why not? Mexicans for GGG shirts all over. Nah. Mexicans already believe Triple G's Mexican. That's why they was rooting against Canelo for him.
Nah, that's just 'cause
yeah.
they
Plus,
hate us.
it's a 3-belt unification. You tripping hardcore. IBF, WBA, plus Charlo's WBC. Este tipo está loco.
So you think that should be now the pay-per-view in the league?
I'm saying.
I think that should be.
I'm saying she could have recommended that.
I think that should be the co-main for Tank Ryan.
You're disrespectful.
I'm not disrespectful. They doing business. We sitting down to do business together for this big event. Put that co-main.
But why would I, as a coach, head coach, why would I demoralize?
That's not demoralizing.
One of my star fighters.
That's not
And
demoralizing.
I'm not putting them on no teeny bopper undercard. Fuck wrong with you? You disrespectful.
Bro, it's fight in front of the most fans you ever gonna fight.
No. Since you right, tell us what other major star with a belt has been a Ryan Garcia undercard fighter. Man, get out of here, bro. That shit is make-believe.
Bro, I'm just saying, that event, flip-flop them. If you think that that's a bigger main event, then flip-flop them. I'm just saying, when do we see them sit down and do business?
I don't think it's a bigger main event. I think that there's just egos. And you can't be Jamal Charlo on the undercard of Tank Ryan.
You can if you get in if you get in took care of. If you getting compensated well, you can. Bro, I'm not trying to, I'm not saying that he's no undercard fighter. I'm just saying we don't see Al / Floyd and Oscar sit down and do business. It seems like that's been the case right now, as we're told that the fight's done. It's up to the networks now, right? So if we can get that mega fight that we all want, and they've sat down to do business, so I disputed on why Charlo Munguia couldn't happen. I don't want to be negative. Give it to us. They sat down, cool. They making an event happen, cool. You could throw it on that event. You know what I'm saying? I believe that fight will happen at Allegiant Stadium 100%.
I just want to say that
or SoFi.
Even though this is going to sound very Gemini-ish, a.k.a. conceited, it's not meant to come off that way, or maybe it is. But, everybody running around, the breaking news, Benavidez isn't fighting Ustatagi. Like, Samson Lewickovic literally came on this show Monday and said that on Twitter Spaces live on this podcast. Then he proceeded to announce Caleb Plant and Benavidez will be announced at the motherfucking WBC convention. But then everybody's coming out talking about sources. What fucking source? The horse's mouth on my show? Like, what source really? Like, Lewickovic said it on this show Monday. How are you talking 2-3 days later sources, bro? Like, dudes would be tripping. It's so, and because they're so, I don't know, I guess the bigger entities give you a bonus for breaking news. So if you notice, all those old heads love to break news. They love to be first. And I don't know, maybe there's a bonus we ain't getting for being first.
I don't know, champ. I don't know,
Word
champ.
is born.
I don't know, champ. But go back and check Monday because we
No,
knew,
the video was out too. Canna separated it.
No, and I was gonna say we knew if they go back and watch that right and listen, we knew about March, right?
Saturday,
which is since Saturday. So, which is why on Monday, now that thank you our friend Samson, nos vemos en Acapulco. That's why we pressed it because it's like, yo, we know, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
We didn't press no, you know, other things that we could have pressed that we know, but it's like, bro, we knew it was March, Plant David, like.
But I wanted to change to May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Benavidez, the Mexican monster. Mike Tyson in the motherfucking stands, ready to see somebody step up to the plate. Sweet hands, ready to show you that he's still on that Canelo level. I love the storyline. Big Super Mex with the $5 super chat. Actually, we got BX the Don with a $5 super chat. He says, Plant versus Benavidez in April. Wilder versus Ruiz on Cinco de Mayo. Tank versus Garcia on Memorial Day. Damn, Memorial Day is like May 31st weekend.
Yeah.
That's real quick. But they do big fights on that weekend.
Yeah.
They do big fights on that weekend. How do you like that schedule? I guess you don't because he put Wilder Ruiz on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, I think that I don't think Plant Benavidez, as of right now, is set to happen March 18th, MGM Grand. Wilder Ruiz on Cinco de Mayo, man. Once again, I just think that Garcia and Gervonta Davis would benefit more of that date, and I think that they would bring more to the sport for that date. So I think that don't disagree with that.
I wonder if my man's is gonna say,
yo, but let's throw an idea out there, something that's not usually typical, right? We see Canelo, the Mexican fighters, they fight on the Mexican holidays, but so did Floyd.
Mhm.
So we're talking about the Andy Garcia and the Deontay Wilder fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't that happen Juneteenth?
It could.
You know what I'm saying? Push
but
it to June.
Wilder already did the interview with 7A Sports where he said that they, the powers that be, are looking to take it to a place that caters to Andy's fan base because he got the bigger fan base because Mexicans come out for boxing. So if they thinking like that already, they might as well think Cinco de Mayo date because now you flipping the date and you flipping the storyline.
Not really, because
yes, you is.
Not really.
Juneteenth is not for Andy.
It's not for Andy, but if you take it to LA, that's his people. But guess what? There's plenty of African Americans, plenty of people that are gonna come out for Wilder. His best ticket sales.
Yeah, but isn't Juneteenth? Doesn't that make more sense in Houston?
No,
don't make sense to do Juneteenth in LA.
Where would it make probably the most sense? The most sense probably the state of Texas. But Juneteenth is celebrated all around the country. You know what I'm saying? I found out about it from somebody from California, truth be told.
Since I've been doing this show, and Juneteenth has become a phrase, most people I speak to like to end in, that's a Houston thing. Just being real. Because that's where, what was it? Like slavery was broken on that day over there. So it's a Houston thing. I don't know that it's going to resonate with every other state.
Take the fight to Houston.
I just said that, but then again, now you're catering to Wilder.
I don't know that
who the powers that be have already told him Andy got the bigger fan base.
But even though Andy's from Cali, bro, the fucking Mexican population in Houston is filthy. Like there is millions of Mexicans in Houston.
I hear you, but it's a Wilder date, whereas Cinco de Mayo it's a Mexican date. And if you want to sell pay-per-views, Mexicans are your people to call on. I got Big Supermax. He says, Wilder Ruiz is a foregone conclusion. Tank Ryan got best shot in a new Floyd Oscar, which was once on Cinco de Mayo weekend, 07. It will bring a lot of people out. So basically he's saying what I said, the nostalgia of Tank and Ryan being attached to Floyd and Oscar could bring some more people out.
And We would both agree on that, would we not?
Hell yeah, I said that. Hell yeah. I mean, that's what people like to say that's why Tank is successful because of Floyd. Because Floyd brings out some of those stars. It ain't all Tank. They like to hate and say that. I got JB Cinema, $5 super chat. Yo, Benavidez Plant, Cinco de Mayo can help push a Benavidez fight. Let's go. Huh?
He's saying Benavidez Plant on Cinco de Mayo, given that Plant, this the way I'm interpreting it, given that Plant has fought Canelo, you put them on Cinco de Mayo, Benavidez being half Mexican. If Benavidez wins, then now that pushes for Benavidez Canelo.
Let's go. And I love it. I seen Sonya talking about, stop calling him Mexican monster. Somebody got to beat him. Somebody got to beat him for me to stop calling him that.
Look.
Mike Tyson said he's that. That's what he is.
People listening in. What'd that say?
Yeah. Hated to love it. Tank Garcia is the bigger fight than Spence Crawford. That's yesterday's show. We got Just Chillin', $5 super chat. He says, as for the poll in the chat, I say Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez because Canelo can fight who wins. That's just what we just said.
Hold on, real quick.
What up?
Question on that.
On what?
Plant wins. Could we see that rematch?
Rematch? Hell yeah. Who else did 800,000 with Canelo? If we seen 3 Triple G fights, it was based off numbers. Or we gonna see Canelo Plant if he beats Benavidez, the Mexican monster. You gonna have Mike Tyson talking about, oh my God, he beat the Mexican monster. Then you have Stephen A. Smith talking about, Benavidez? I thought I wanted to see that. I want to see the Caleb Plant rematch.
That's great. Oh, my God, bro. That shit was good. That shit was good.
God damn.
Yo, you been working on that?
No. Have you been
good.
working on your right hand? What the fuck?
Yeah, Border Wars, February 25th, 2023.
Smack my
right here in
neck,
Las
bruh.
Vegas. Hit us up if you want any information on Border Wars. You don't want to miss out. We doing it big.
We got to drop a motherfucking bomba. Bomba. Where's the bombas? Shout out to Mark Blake all the way in the Netherlands with the fat $100 super chat. He says something to help with the upcoming travels to the WBC convention in all the gyms, fellas. Shout out to you. If you want to help with obviously us going to the WBC convention and getting you all that great footage, we're going to be setting up at the WBC convention, trying to go live every single day. Hopefully they can accommodate us. We bring in like a 300-foot Ethernet cable. We bring in the whole setup. We're going to go live. We're going to get sit-down interviews, everything. We're going to be hustling. So shout out to Mark who's helping with the movement. We do appreciate it. We got Lockett, $2 super chat. He says, the fuck? Second, third generation don't matter. Hand on my face emoji. You the real Mexican. Does it matter? Because you would be considered second gen.
Yeah, no, I'm first generation.
Nah, your parents got to be. Your parents was born over there. You was born over there?
No.
Ain't that what that mean? When you're not born there, you're not first.
I'm first generation American, bro, because I was born here.
Oh, he's trying to switch it up. We talking about first generation Mexicano, born over there, being purebred. That's what he talking about. He said second, third generation don't matter.
Yeah, so I'm second?
No, I think he's saying it ain't none of that. He's saying like you
bro.
Mexican, you Mexican.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna disagree, bro. I consider myself to be, pretty damn Mexican. I speak Spanish better than
me.
Better than most Mexican Americans. But yeah, other people seem to disagree for whatever reason, and that's cool, right? But bro, you have people that are born in Mexico. My mother's sister was born in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, her Spanish ain't worth shit. You get what I'm saying? So it's like some people lose it. Some people lose the touch. Some people just, you get what I'm saying? It's like they come to America from Mexico, from Puerto Rico, from the DR, and it's like we got to learn English. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was like that for y'all, but, bro, a lot of Mexicans are like that. Like, oh, English only. English only, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he goes back to Mexico.
Canelo was a jerk. Him and Cotto took forever to learn English. We got Lockett back with another one. He says, salute, Danny, for losing 66 pounds. Robot flexing arm. Damn, so he called you a machine. Saludo. Salud. Bless you, Danny.
Shout out, champ.
We're going out to Discord. We're going out to Ari on Twitter Spaces. Ari.
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Straight.
Good, good. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm pretty sure you guys are way more tech savvy than I am, but you guys can share the polls right here on the Spaces. If you guys retweet it and just post it on the Jumbotron, so we can also take part in voting and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you guys are aware.
I'm not aware. How do you do that?
So if you tweet out a poll, you could tweet out a poll, and then when you hit the share button, you could share it on the Space, and it'll come up right on the top of.
But I gotta make a new poll. But you're saying make a new poll on Twitter. I can't share the YouTube poll.
Correct. So you got to make a poll on Twitter. Yeah, you make a poll on Twitter, and like for example, yesterday you guys were reading the tweets and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can also like retweet those and post them on top, and you're able to see them.
Okay.
Like right here in the Space.
All right, we're gonna get Danny to go ahead and make that poll and see can we get it live. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, if you just make the poll, and then just when you hit the share button, you could share it. Especially if he's the co-host, you could share it right on the Space.
Nice.
And but yeah, I just want to say I think Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, Cinco de Mayo. I think that's the biggest fight in boxing. I would say if it could be made for that date. I have a lot of people, not even casual, just regular people that they know I'm a big boxing fan. So they always ask me like, hey, when is Ryan and Tank gonna fight? And like these are people that don't even really watch boxing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're always asking for that fight, and they're Mexican. So I'm thinking like, hey, Cinco de Mayo, you put those guys on, man, and they're gonna do great numbers. And I think that'll be a great fight. But I'm definitely very excited for Caleb Plant versus Benavidez, man. That's gonna be another good one. So looking forward to that.
Were you shocked? Were you shocked that they announced it?
Once I heard that the Uzcategui fight was not happening, I was surprised, but I was a little surprised. But I was happy that Uzcategui fight, is not happening because that fight was trash. And we told Samsung in our Space that we didn't really care for that fight. So, I'm glad that I'm very happy that we got the Plan versus Benavidez.
Right.
And you know what's crazy? One more thing. I've noticed that a lot of people are going for Plant, and I feel like a lot of the Canelo fans don't want Benavidez to fight Canelo, so they're going for Plant. I find that kind of funny. I don't know if you guys seen the same thing or not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. I haven't felt it yet, but I can see Canelo fans picking Plant because they know he beat Plant, and they rather not see him fight that Mexican monster.
Dude, I'm telling you, here on Twitter, I've seen it. Cause I've seen that a lot of the Canelo fans, they do not want Benavidez to become mandatory for Canelo. So,
well, I think that's what they're going to announce. I think this is going to be a final eliminator since one is the interim and one is the number one. That's why they're waiting until the WBC convention so they can make sure they get this as Canelo's mandatory.
Yeah, that'll be great. I'm looking forward to checking you guys out when you guys are out there in Mexico doing the interviews. But thank you so much for the time, and I appreciate you guys doing this show.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's just hope that we got the same amount of internet strength out there in Mexico so that we can have the show exactly the way that we have it right here with Twitter Spaces and Discord, who has their hand raised. It looks like we're going to Sick Lid. What up? Sick Lid, you got to unmute.
Yo, the chat on one today.
Hey, can you hear me?
We do hear you.
It's
What's
a
up?
holiday or something? Like, are people off of work today?
Wow.
Because, like, the chat, like, they cutting up today. I feel like they got their weekend started early and they drinking, watching TBV early
it's
morning.
Friday.
I hear you, champ.
What up, champ? Talk to us.
Friday. What's happening, man? I'm calling about this poll. I'm excited. There's a bunch of good fights coming up. I was actually with you at first. I was saying that Wilder and Ruiz would probably be a good fight. But I thought about it. Y'all ever I know you don't watch UFC, but UFC did something where they have like old fighters, good fighters, coach new fights for a fight, some type of team fight or something like that.
Danny, you know
So
what
what
he's
if
talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so,
What he's talking about though is basically boxing's version of the contender.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? So what they would do, it'd be the contender. They would have two champions or big name fighters in the UFC coach the teams, and the lead up is basically the lead up to their fight.
Okay, so it's definitely
yeah,
contender.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you got Cinco de Mayo and you got Ryan versus Tank, you can have pretty much Oscar De La Hoya and Mayweather pretty much coach Mexican versus a black thing. And I think that would be a big hit for Cinco de Mayo. You can even bring out people like Isaac Cruz or Jaime
The
Munguia,
problem, the
pit them
problem,
against like black fighters.
the only problem with that is like Joe Goosen and Calvin Ford. They gonna be like, damn. So I gotta sit back and let you fake coach my fighter on his biggest fight in front of the lights and the TV just to get sales. I'm the real trainer. I got him to this motherfucking moment, and you want to push me off to the side so that Oscar could be here, so that Floyd could be here. I don't know, bro. If I'm Calvin Ford, I ain't letting it happen.
But I don't think they coached him. It was just kind of like the face of it type thing.
Exactly, but to the casual fan, oh, that's Floyd Mayweather's fighter. Look, he's coaching him, he's teaching him. Get the fuck out of here. I got him to this level.
Nah, I don't. Shit. Whether they doing all the coaching, absolutely not. But shit, if you work in my corner when I'm fucking fighting and I got a UFC contract on the line, shit, you mean a lot. Goddamn it.
Yeah, but we talking boxing. He's saying do this for boxing. Have Oscar and Floyd in the corners of Ryan and Tank.
Shit, they damn near be in the corners when they be yelling and shit. So
I mean, I get it for Joe Goosen. He's new to Ryan's corner, but for Calvin, who took Tank out the mud, I don't want Floyd in my motherfucking corner faking like he the one that got him here. I'm just being weird, but that's me. Maybe Calvin don't care.
I don't think they need to do the whole coaching. I think that given that they've already fought, like you got to think about it. What you talking about, they ain't fought yet. That's why they building the fight up. These guys fought years ago. We know how great of a fight they gave us.
I think the storyline needs to be Floyd and Oscar saying, we too old to do it again. We know y'all wanted us to do it again, so we're going to live vicariously through our pupils. End of story. End of story. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna live through them. Y'all gonna fight through them. And then, you get that nostalgia. You get those people come out. Right now, we got our poll. It's over 880 votes. Which of these amazing fights can take the Canelo Cinco de Mayo date? Wilder versus Ruiz at 22%. Spence versus Crawford, 21%. Benavidez versus Plant, 24%. Tank versus Davis still holding down the number one slot at 33%. So it did drop by 1%. But pretty much holding strong as can be in that position. We're going out to Discord. Who is next? We got James Payne Lethal.
Talk to us, champ. Make sure to unmute.
Top of the morning, TBV, it's me, the ambassador of the great state of Tennessee. It's your boy James, Payne, Mr. Lethal himself, and like I know, the best part of waking up is TBV in my cup, man. Shout out to the TBV alumni, made that slogan, that phrase, world famous. Yes, sir. Man, top of the morning, man. I love the poll. Man, that thing got action, and it got me excited to see those fights. With the exclusion of Crawford and Spence, those other three fights, the thing that stands out to me most profoundly is that all of those fights definitely have Cinco de Mayo potential as far as being a headlining blockbuster star-studded event that will generate a lot of interest from not only the black community but the Hispanic community. And there are no major belts on the line for those fights because in each of those fights, I feel like all six of those men are almost bigger than the belt. The belt is just kind of an additional credential to put more seasoning on the dish, so to speak. But the personalities, the lifestyles, the backstories on all of those fighters, man, it's a combustible mix, and I think it could make for very successful pay-per-view numbers, very successful event ticket sales, merchandise out the ass, hella liquor, hella tequila, hella beer getting sold. I mean, just money making on top of money making, hand over fist. They're gonna have to back up the money truck to load all the shit up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. I think in regards to your poll, definitely the Tank versus Ryan fight could possibly take that date. This is a new age. I've encountered dozens of Hispanics and Mexicans in particular that are of Mexican descent. They don't even speak Spanish. I speak more Spanish than they do. And when I ask them about it, they be like, I don't speak that shit. So this is a new day, man. It's a new age. I think that because Ryan, even though he's very pretty boy esque, golden boy esque. I think he still can channel connection to the traditional Mexican fan base, especially when he's fighting a black. I hate to make it racial, but I mean race does exist in the sport of boxing. I do think that the Wilder Ruiz fight, being that they're heavyweights, could be another one. But I like the Plant Benavidez fight the most personally because I got personal interest in that fight. Y'all know why. It's a Tennessee thing. I'll leave it at that. But that's an amazing fight in itself.
March 18th, champ. Don't miss it.
You say what?
I said March 18th. Don't miss it.
Hey man, I mean, I'm gonna mark my calendar. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the best that I can to support in some shape, form, or fashion. Man, Tennessee, stand up. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited that they got their fight made and put the bullshit down and pick the pens up and sign what they needed to sign to make it happen, man. And it's a lot on the line in that fight. Even though no belts are on the line, a lot of bragging rights, a lot of pride, a lot of egos at stake. And I think it's gonna be a barn burner. And y'all know how I'm rocking. I know a lot of people gonna disagree with.
All right, champ. We got shout out, brother.
Shout out, James.
We gotta go out to Twitter. We got on Twitter Hardcore Boxing.
J Hardcore, what up?
Make sure to unmute.
J Hardcore Boxing News. What's up, champ? Are you available? Who next? Arthur?
You gonna have to.
What? You off again?
Yeah. I don't know why.
All right. In the meantime, in between time, we'll head on out to Discord. We'll go to the People's Champ. Who this?
Yo, Ness, what's going on, my boy? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what up, Danny?
What up,
of the
champ?
TVV family. Hey, for me, this is a no-brainer, man. This is definitely Tank and Ryan. When I look at the rest of the options, you got Bud and Spence. Great fight, great event. Not Cinco de Mayo material. I'm actually hoping it happens sooner. David Benavidez, a Plant. Great fight, not necessarily a big event. It's not going to galvanize the masses. Wilder Ruiz, another good fight, not really a big event. Ain't nobody really going to come out pregame, party. Ain't nobody renting out booths or none of that shit for Wilder Ruiz. It's just a good fight.
Nah, I don't know about that, champ.
I know about. I'm telling you.
Andy,
it's not an event.
Look, I'm gonna say at least Andy. He definitely brings out, the Mexicans.
Fam. Andy Ruiz has had he's had two tries to show us his star power on pay-per-view, and he's shit the bed both times.
But that's not what you said. That's not what you said. You said that they not gonna bring out the people that sell out the booths and the sections. That's what you said.
Yeah, they're not. They're not.
Okay.
Dre's ain't selling out $20,000 booths for no Andy Ruiz. Get out of here, fam.
I mean, why,
they will for Tank and Ryan.
Why would a urban club? Why would a hip hop club sell out for Andy?
That's That's my point.
Why,
Andy or Wilder.
but why wouldn't you
That's
say
my point.
Wilder? Why would you say the Mexican?
Andy or Wilder.
Okay,
That's
say
what I'm saying.
Wilder.
No, but he's saying Wilder won't get it sold out either, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, no, he said
neither
Andy.
one of them.
Okay.
No, he's saying neither one.
Now, yes.
Yeah, like I mean, no, let's just be real, man. Andy Ruiz, he had a great night, won them titles, and then his fat ass indulged in chimichangas and Snickers and lost the belts. His very next fight, embarrassed his fucking people. Wilder got knocked out twice. The aura and thrill of him being this boogeyman is gone. Nobody gave a fuck. Look at his last pay-per-view numbers. Tank and Ryan still had that aura of having their O's at least. So they still had that aura of invincibility. You know boxing fans fickle, man. Once that aura's gone, the interest level drops. They still got their O's.
All right. Shout out to Brandon in Cincinnati. Remember, you guys are each getting 3 minutos. So you want to make that point as promptly as possible.
We got the Fans Corner on Twitter.
What up?
Talk to us. Make sure to unmute.
Lids low.
Go ahead, champ. Talk to us.
You muted again, Lids low.
Unmute. The Fans Corner. You gotta.
Yes,
there
sir.
You go. Talk to us.
Go to the next person, bro. He having hella difficulties.
We got Arthur on Twitter. Talk to us. We hear you.
Hello?
Yes.
What's up? What's up? But yeah, I like I was saying, Benavidez playing March, Tank Ryan in May, Cinco de Mayo. And I still like the idea Danny had with Wilder and Ruiz and Juneteenth, because I went to the Tank fight when he fought Gamboa in Atlanta. It was packed out, so I know Wilder and Ruiz can pack that out easy, and that's an easy sell. So I feel like those 3, that would be a good 3, even though March and April kind of it's a month in between, but I feel like that's a good succession of 3 successful pay-per-views in a row.
So repeat them again. When you think you said, I heard Wilder Ruiz Juneteenth.
Yeah, Wilder Ruiz Juneteenth, Tank Ryan and Cinco de Mayo, and then Plant Benavidez in March.
Yeah, that's happening tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that truthfully speaking, we may see Andy and Wilder sooner. I mean, it's being ordered in 5 days. And I think that both parties have known that this was a possibility. But now, let's not forget that Shelly Finkel and Wilder have also been in discussions with AJ. So if that is the case, I say that to say that if he takes the Ruiz fight first, he may want to get it out the way, maybe before June to be able to get that AJ fight in second half of next year, maybe. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I feel like June is still the first half of the year. So, but yeah, you're right. These boxers do take a lot of time off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if he fights June, realistically, we see him maybe November. He's had quick turnarounds before, it ain't turned out good, so maybe November, but we'll see. But all right, champ, appreciate you. Where you joining us from?
Memphis.
All right, yeah. Shout out to Memphis. Job been going crazy.
For sure.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Let's see who else we got on Twitter. We got We got Nick J. Make sure to unmute. Talk to us.
Hey guys, I was just listening, and I think out of all the fights that you talked about, if Spence and Crawford both fight in December, then they should definitely be a Juneteenth card. If they're both successful, of course. But as far as the Cinco de Mayo date, I don't think I've heard anybody talk about the potential for Magamel, the Patriot, if he's successful against Zoo.
Who?
Why wouldn't he? Mel Charlo. If he,
Wait, what did you give him? What nickname? You said the Patriot.
yeah, Mega Mel the Patriot. When he fought Castano, he was All American. Y'all didn't get that? Like he was living in America. Apollo Creed. That's the vibe I got.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I ain't never heard that nickname before. That's different. Okay.
Yeah,
so you said so Mel fight in January. So you saying Mel versus who in May?
He said Zoo.
Fondora.
No, Fondora.
Yeah, why wouldn't he fight Fondora?
Oh, if he beats Zoo.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I do like it, but
It's
you
a
gotta
quick turnaround though.
Nah, it's good. If you fight January 28th, you available for May 5th.
I'm just saying that's only 3 months in a week.
That's like 12 weeks.
But
actually,
listen
13.
to me. How often are our champions fighting? I'm just saying. Let's be realistic.
Canelo did it in 10, bro. But back to her thing. I do not mind that. I just don't know that it's big for Charlo. Like, it's big for Fondora to get an undisputed shot at 54 on Cinco de Mayo as a Mexican Ecuadorian. But like, actually, he's Mexican. He's Mexican Cuban. But like, is that big for Mel? And is Fondora big? Now you got the whole chat calling Jermel Captain America Charlo.
Listen, me and my co-host, y'all talked to her earlier, Queens of the Ring. She gave him that name. She calls him Mega Mel, and I call him the Patriot. But that's what his whole stick was in the last fight. So he's Mega Mel. He's Mega Mel the Patriot. So,
Mega Mel the Patriot. I'm fucking weak right now. Y'all is hilarious.
What's the name of your show?
We're called Queens of the Ring. We come on. We got a YouTube channel. It's Queens of the Ring. We come on every Friday at 9:30 Central Standard Time.
All right. Well, now you
to
guys
y'all.
know where you can find her. She's on YouTube, and it's youtube.com/
Lord, just Nick J. Put in Nick J, and my channel pops up.
Nick J.
Well, you said it's called Queens of the Ring, no?
Yes, Queens of the Ring.
Yes,
Queens of the Ring.
Yeah, and now they do so you could just put at Queens of the Ring, and you should be able to find it.
No, put at Nick J. At Nick J.
Oh shit, I'm confused now.
Just put at Nick J. It'll pop up. But okay, I know I don't have much time. But one more thing: if Terrence and Spence some kind of way fight in March or whenever they fight, whoever is successful, that next fighter, both of them are talking about moving up next, right? So if we're talking about May, that means all those belts are going to be open and up for grabs. If we're really talking about some young fighters getting established and taking that May date, I could see Virgil and Boots maybe fighting for one of those belts on that date.
I don't know if I could see Showtime and DAZN come together for that one. If they, let's see if they could come together for Tank Ryan, right? Because that makes big bucks. That makes big bucks. If they could come together for that, we might have some hope. But if they can't come together for the huge money, I don't know. Because you gotta realize that they're not letting Boots go nowhere. Like, he exclusive to Showtime right now.
He is.
So I don't know, but definitely interesting times right now in boxing. A lot of fights that could happen. Go check Nick J out on YouTube. Queens of the Ring. Shout out to you.
Thank y'all for your time.
For sure. I did find your channel. So for anybody that wants to follow, it's Nightcapping with Nick J. So go subscribe.
Bow.
I just did. Let's see here. We got on Discord looking like a new caller, D-Quest. D-Quest. What up? Hey.
How are you?
Oh, gentlemen, can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
All right, cool. Well, like I put a little disclaimer as a member of the paying public. These fights need to move the needle socially. So what I mean by that is, Benavidez, good fight, but nobody would care if I invited him to my house for that.
For Benavidez plant?
No, nobody cares.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
here, let me real quick out because I'm not gonna take up all your time. The major pay-per-view that like people cared about in my job and around my community was Wilder Fury 3. Because you had that great undercard with Sanchez and Hellenius and all them other guys on it, right? It was a great undercard. Like people cared, they was excited. Tank and of course Garcia with Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya, that means something. That's huge culturally. Because as a fan and as business people, they need to think, how can we get people to care about buying this and not streaming it, right? Tank and Garcia, people will pay for that because you don't want to miss it, right? That's must-see TV. Now, how you can do this and wrap it all up in a nice little knot is if you throw Wilder and Ruiz on it, right? And here's how it lines up beautifully. You got Fury and Usyk talking about going in about the same time, and you got Devin and Loma, right, going about that same time. You can line up both winners of both fights to fight the winners of both of those top-ranked fights.
Yeah.
That brings it all together in one big night. You have Tank and Ryan dissing Devin Haney throughout the whole promotion, right? On like a semi-road to undisputed. Then you get Ruiz and Wilder dismissing Fury and Usyk the whole time. It brings it all together. You bring the whole boxing community together and the whole world looking at two undisputed fights in the fall. I think that's how you pull this together. Al Heyman can sell 500,000 pay-per-views plus. Everybody makes money. Everybody's excited. Everybody's happy.
Brother,
thank you guys.
Hold on,
Thanks for
quick
your
question,
time.
quick question before you go. How much
Yes, sir.
How much you want the pay-per-view to be?
I'll pay $89.99, no problem.
Okay, so the problem with that is it's a huge problem with that. That you saying half a million they make money, don't nobody make money. Motherfuckers go out of business doing what you saying. Cause how the fuck
Okay,
you,
so
how
what
you,
do the numbers need to be if you can educate me? What do the numbers need to be for them to make money?
You talking for for that card, brother, at least a million. You talking 2 separate pay-per-views. You talking
Kyrone Davis. Because the only reason I bring this up because you notice they're not doing numbers.
And then you talked about
what they did 77,000 that Hellenius and Wilder.
Yeah, I hear you. You talking about Caleb Plant, who we just seen do 800,000 on the undercard. Like, brother, what you saying is extremely unrealistic. First of all,
Caleb, that Caleb Plant versus Canelo did 800,000?
Absolutely.
Well, Canelo's not involved in none of this, though.
Right, but Caleb, the one that smacked the shit out of him in a press conference. You know what I'm saying? That helps sell.
Okay,
Well,
so I am African American, so let's bring in the whole black versus Mexican. You got 2 black versus Mexican major fights, both on the road to undisputed, because both winners will be in talks to go to undisputed.
Who's the undisputed heavyweight champ? Educate me.
Well, they talking Fury Usyk, right, in the spring. Right?
I ain't know.
Wouldn't the winner of Ruiz and Wilder be in line to get the winner of that?
Possibly so, but the economics.
Absolutely.
Yes, but the economics that you're talking about are so above and beyond. Like, Tank makes he's on pay-per-view, he getting big money. Ryan, he getting big money. Andy Ruiz, the first Mexican descent heavyweight champion of the world ever, he getting big money. Wilder, former heavyweight champion of the world, he getting big money. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
You do see what I'm saying as far as Tank and Garcia winner lining up to fight Devin. You do see what I'm saying though, right?
I see what you're saying, but as far as the finances,
the money don't work out though.
The money don't work out. Like, you gave an example.
That's unfortunate.
You gave an example.
That's unfortunate.
You gave an example for Wilder Fury 3, brother. I was there. And let me tell you, I was there from the very first fight because my dog Shushu Carrington made his pro debut on that card, right? Let me tell you something.
Okay.
So they threw the monster Edgar Berlanga on that undercard. Yeah, you know that ain't really work out for them because he got dropped, won by decision first time. You get what I'm saying? So then you talk about all the heavyweights. Bro, it was like I was there. The crowd was not into none of that shit. I think we seen one knockout on the undercard, and then it was Fury Wilder, but they had those guys in there because that's who they could afford to pay for the undercard. Like Wilder Fury. Yeah, exactly. Wilder Fury get paid so much money that they can't put no other stars, right?
Okay, I follow you.
People especially a lot of older fans like to say Don King used to do it all the time, and we do have to let you go. But Don King used to do it all the time, underpaying fighters. So it's either we want to see big names like we saw Wilder, right? But it was Hellenius. But we got Caleb Plant on the undercard against Darrell, right? So it was like we got to pick our poison. We
are joined by Kyrone Davis. I just want to thank you, obviously, for joining us. I figured that you'd be an amazing guest to get on, being as though that Caleb Plant and David Benavidez have broken the news. And you were Caleb's sparring partner for Anthony Darrell. You told me in the parking lot of my studio, Caleb might knock out Darrell. And I said, champ, how you going to say that when you didn't knock out Darrell and I didn't fucking believe you? And I didn't bet, and he got the knockout. But how are you, Kyrone Davis, man? Thank you for joining us.
That's my phone call when I called you.
Yo, I told him, I said, yo, I ducked Kyrone because I know he was going to say, I told you. But what up, champ, man? How you feel, man? What you think about that fight being signed?
I think it's good for boxing.
Come on, give me some more, champ.
Come on, Kai.
You fought David, and you the lead sparring partner for Caleb Plant for Anthony Darrell fight, man. Give me some more, man.
I think it's going to be an exciting fight. I think it's going to be one of those fights where it's going to come down to like heart, and we'll be able to do the job on that night.
Now, I seen you post your fight with David. Obviously, you dropped the link to your new single, but you ain't stupid. You know what you're doing. He announced the fight. You showing people how tight that fight was with you. So, again, you've been in there with Plant. Does Plant make the Mexican monster look like he ain't a monster or what? You there? Can't hear him. He must have muted himself. All right, he gonna have to call back in then. Damn. All right. Well, we did have Kyrone Davis. He was the lead sparring partner for Caleb Plant for Anthony Darrell fight, and obviously he faced the Mexican monster. And, he did tell me that Plant might have got the knockout. While he was in camp, man, he told us that. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I was there. He did say that. We're going to try the fans' corner.
I was so mad.
We're going to try the fans' corner on Twitter. Make sure to unmute yourself. Go ahead and talk to us. Your speaker just got to unmute.
Oh, that me, y'all?
That's you. We did.
Oh, my bad.
Bro, how don't you know your own Twitter name? Jesus.
Let me pull over real quick, like, shout out. Hold on. Damn. All right.
How don't you know your own?
My goddamn headphone tripping. My bad.
Yeah.
Real quick, shout out to TBV. Shout out to Nick, Jay, and Queen. You know what I'm saying? They be doing their thing. I'm going to go like this. The fight that probably could take, well, for this year, I would say Wilder and Ruiz. Now, I did want Plant and my boy Benavidez, but it's like that fight, the Ryan and Garcia, and then the Bud and Earl, them the fights we want to see. So I ain't even trying to push them back to keep it 100. But this whole Deontay Wilder and Ruiz can do it because you still need a Mexican on Mexican Day. You understand? So get him and Wilder in that thing. I ain't tripping. But the other three, I'm ready to see them motherfuckers. They need to bring them shits on. I'm talking about January, February, March. Let's do it. But shout out to everybody, man. I'm jump back on that highway real quick. Like, y'all keep me posted, man. I'm out.
All right,
right.
Chan. We appreciate you
Real
tuning
quick.
in. Remember your Twitter handle next time. It is the Fans Corner.
And I just want to remind everybody to head on over to KenichiBeard.com. Go ahead and support our good friend Carden, who is an amateur. He started this company. It is a headphone company, but it doubles as a headset that you can use if you're a gamer with Xbox or PlayStation
Or the PC.
Or you want to call in a TBV. You can detach or attach the microphone whenever you want to use it. And the proceeds go to help Carden get to all his amateur fights and continue his journey on being a professional fighter. Right now, he's just an amateur. He did have a birthday yesterday, so happy belated birthday to my man. And, yeah, go ahead and support. I'm dropping the link in the chat if you want to go ahead and purchase a set of Hibernation 5 headphones. And don't forget that you can get 15% off if you use the code TBV. Plus, hey, man, it's Christmas season coming up. Go ahead and get these headphones as stocking stuffers nice and early. We got CYP, California. Talk to me. You could join us on Discord and or Twitter Spaces by raising your hand on Discord or requesting on Twitter Spaces. CYP. You might got to jump in and jump back out, champ. In the meantime, in between time, we got
CW205 on
Twitter.
On Twitter. Talk to us, champ.
Yo.
Yo.
Yo, audio good. Twitter, we here. You know, it's C-Dub, man. You know, that's me, CW205.
Okay.
So, shout out to the panel. Smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself. You know, which big fight would take Cinco de Mayo? All big fights, some of the biggest in boxing. Looking at them, one thing jumps out. PBC, God Al Heyman, running the game. All of those fights are PBC fights or PBC A-side. I believe it will be Wilder or Ruiz. I like to keep my people of boxing, you know, my boxing community closer to reality than Fantasyland. Fantasyland is thinking PBC and the Zone is going to do a cross promotion. They haven't done one yet. So until they do one, that Ryan Tank is fantasy shit. Ryan is not going to get knocked out at this juncture in his career. He's going to be protected like Eddie protected AJ. So it's going to be Wilder and Ruiz. Heavyweights, there's no bet on the line, but Ruiz did set history as the first Mexican heavyweight. Wilder has a statue. So you know,
Yo, you terrible, bruh. You know the statue's not a belt, right?
You know, Wilder has a statue.
In Alabama,
he's a
champ.
legend.
He got a statue in Alabama.
Sylvester Stallone got a statue.
Bro, I have a statue in my backyard. It's of a naked angel.
Man, my wife wear the right clothes. I got a statue too, man. Fuck you talking about?
Come on, man. Come on, put some respect on it, man. And I mean, the winner's looking at the Usyk and Fury winner, so it's implications for that fight. Plant versus David is no belt, and the winner may not get Canelo. Spence and Bud, don't make me laugh.
You
it's
hating. How the winner ain't gonna get Canelo?
Man, Canelo ain't fought.
Think about it, bro. Think about it. Caleb Plant did. All right, Caleb Plant did 800 with Canelo. So if he beats the Mexican monster, that rematch is worth more money. At least the powers that be are gonna assume that.
What Canelo get? 50?
50 mil.
50 mil for that. Caleb got 10. Let me tell you something, champ. Caleb used to legit live like 4 minutes down the street from me. My man, shout out to Caleb, sold his house and now bought a fucking mansion in the hills out here.
He just posted it yesterday in front of his beautiful, what is that, a 6'4"? That's what y'all call it on the West?
That
Y'all live believable lives.
Huh?
So y'all live believable lives. That's what Caleb Plant said when he got the house.
What is it?
you trolling.
Y'all live believable lives. But yo, man, don't make me laugh, man. That Spence and Bud is a BLP or a BLT. You know, we just have to wait and see how that play out.
BLT?
Bro, that's a bacon, lettuce, tomato. What you talking about?
What is he talking about?
We don't know, man. You gotta ask Bud, man. You know, it was late. Y'all said it was late at night, or maybe it was, I don't know.
Man.
But he didn't seem to know either. You know, when they spin around, come back around, maybe the events and will help Bud in negotiations, and maybe it won't. But the rumored fight on December 10th will be interesting. So the rumored fight on December 10th. We'll wait and see how it turns out.
What rumors?
Why are you calling in still hating? Like, damn, we talking about Cinco de Mayo. You still hating on Bud may or may not fight in your mind. You the only one. Because why you keep interjecting his negativity? Why don't you want it to go off? Why do you want Black Prom to be fake? Why do you want it? Why do you want it not to be a success? Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Where are you getting all of this?
You the one said. You the one said the alleged fight on December 10th, man. You said that.
Fight it's
Come
not
on, man.
It's not
I'm
moving
moving
yet.
on.
It's
Get
not on
him on. Get him
yet.
going, man. Get him out of there, man. Y'all negative, man. Y'all too negative, man. That shit corny as hell. Jesus Christ. Let a motherfucker live. Let the company try and grow. Y'all ain't even get a chance. What up, Kai?
My fault. I'm coming from the gym. I was driving around.
So you back out in Delaware or you in Philly?
Well, I'm only 20 minutes from Philly, so I'm in Delaware. I'm in Philly. I go back and forth.
Bet. If you could just either turn the phone like landscape so we could see you better, you know what I'm saying? Help our female audience out. Maybe we get some more female. Yeah, but just tilt it up so we can see you, because right now, yeah. All right, so yeah, man, just tell us, man, what's your thoughts? Obviously, you was in there with Benavidez. You definitely stood on the inside and took some of his best shots. And now you've been in there with Caleb Plant as the lead spawn partner, man. How good is this fight? And do you think it could take over that Cinco de Mayo date? I know there's rumors that it'll happen in March, but, like, should they wait for Cinco de Mayo?
I'm not a promoter. I don't really know the significance of maybe waiting. I don't really know, but I do think that's a good fight. I think that Benavidez is going to bring a lot of firepower, and I think Caleb Plant is going to bring a style and trying to make it difficult for Benavidez. I'm not gonna. I mean, listen, Caleb is now my stablemate, so I'm team Plant. When he's in camp, I'm gonna give him some tips and things things he can offset some of the offense that Benavidez has. But I think it's a good fight for boxing. I think that's a big, huge fight. I think everybody's gonna pay for it, and I'm excited for it.
Champ, how dangerous is that left hook of Caleb Plant in this particular fight? We did see, Benavidez square up against you on the ropes. We seen him square up against Ronald Gravilla and get dropped. Obviously, he uses that high guard. Caleb can start low, come back up, and slip it around the guard, or am I just dreaming?
You're not dreaming. It's boxing. Things happen. I think that this is when I told you that Caleb might is a possibility that he might knock Darrell out. I think that Darrell was underestimating his power, and being in the ring with Caleb, it was more power than you would expect because because his knockout ratio isn't so high. But his power, he comes and when he throws one shot at a time, it's power behind his shots. Also, he's a smart fighter. He's defensive first, but when he lets his offense go, and I think Breadman has activated more of his offense, he can definitely be dangerous. I think that it's the Benavidez isn't hard to hit. I'm a 60 pounder coming up to 168. I'm not as big. Benavidez walks around with 200 and something. I think that Caleb is bigger than me. I think he'd be able to sit down on some punches. I think he will be able to hurt Benavidez if given a chance.
In your opinion, who has more power? Obviously, you felt Caleb's power with 16-ounce gloves or bigger, I'm assuming, but you probably are a better gauge of power from both men than us.
It's about equal.
And when it comes to Benavidez, obviously he has that high output. Are all those punches kind of the same power, or is he changing up speeds to get you to open up?
He mixes it up. Some punches are harder than others. Some punches are tap punches that open up bigger shots. But if you pay close attention, you can kind of see when he's doing it. But I think that he does a good job of mixing his punches up so that he can disguise what shot is going to be the power punch. He throws a lot of combination punches, and he has good hand speed.
Champ, if you weren't a sparring partner for Caleb and he wasn't your stablemate and you didn't fight Benavidez, would you still pick the boxer over this particular puncher in Benavidez? Because I always pick the boxer over the puncher.
When it's big fights like this, I try to keep my emotions out of it. When I'm dealing with fighters that I don't know, because I like enjoying the boxing match. Like I love boxing, so like I don't try to be too on one side or the other side. I just want to enjoy the fight and see what happens and watch as a true fan of the sport. I think that it's always great when you got a boxer and a puncher, because sometimes a puncher or the boxer becomes the puncher, and sometimes the puncher it becomes the boxer, and you see those differences. One of my favorite fights is when you watch Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns. And you see Leonard use the whole ring, and the box use the whole ring as if he was the big guy. And then in the later rounds, you see him step to Tommy Hearns. I love seeing the stylistically seeing guys being able to adjust and make adjustments when they have to at a high level.
Nah, for sure, man. Really, I guess that's all our questions. You got anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Champ. What's up with you? You got anything cooking?
They talk about something in December, mid-December.
Maybe.
So
17th in Dallas?
December.
Yeah, I think something like that. But we'll see. They give me a few names. We just waiting for people to accept it. You know how that's been all year. We've been having trouble with people accepting the fight. So we got offers from a couple people. We have put out offers with a couple of fighters, and we're gonna see who takes the fight. Hopefully somebody takes it so I can get a fight in before the end of the year. So I'm working right now, and then I was left strength conditioning. So, when that happens, that'll be a good opportunity for me to get back on it. I do my thing on the music end of it. I got a performance this weekend. I got a performance next weekend. All within doing this boxing. So I'm having a good time.
For sure, Champ, for sure. And can you just confirm if those offers are all 60-pound offers, or are you going to have to go up in weight again?
They're all 60 pounders. They gave me an offer for a 68 pounder that was kind of enticing. And but I ended up sticking to my guns, and we fighting at 60.
My co-host.
No. Yeah, I fucked that up.
Oh, all right. You don't want to tell us what name was enticing at 68?
I'm gonna just, I might mess something else up in the future. So I'm just gonna, stay silent on it. But they gave us they gave us a name, and it was enticing because I'm a fighter. I don't turn down fights, and I know the fans would be like kind of excited, but
So they wanted you to get in there with David Morrell so he could have a common opponent with David Benavidez, huh? That's what it is.
David Morrell is fighting this weekend, ain't he? So that was.
He sure is fighting this weekend. That don't mean they ain't setting up the next fight.
He wouldn't fight that soon. Look at you reaching. You reaching. I feel like when you be playing ball, you be one of them. You a hack. When you be playing ball, you be reaching. Yeah, you one of them. Doing too much.
Champ, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, though. We do appreciate. Please let everybody know where they could buy tickets to your 2 performances, where they could get your single, and where they could follow you.
Follow me on Kasha now. You can see everything on my page to do everything you need to do to, become a fan and a follower, and we can be friends.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Kyrone Davis giving us a little update. Obviously, him being in the stable with Breadman and, Caleb Plant now, and also sharing the ring with Benavidez. I felt, with the breaking news of the Benavidez fight, that would be a decent interview. He did give a good fight to Benavidez.
Could it have been Boo-Boo?
Could it have been Boo-Boo? I don't know that it would be Boo-Boo at 68 if he's not officially with PBC. Like, were they going to use Kyrone as that first PBC fight? I don't know. But I would like that. I'm talking about Jamal Charlo, Kyrone Davis. I don't know that Kyrone could beat him, but he gave Benavidez a decent fight, and Benavidez is Benavidez, you know, going down one division, going down to a fighter that doesn't let his hands go as much as Benavidez. It might be a little bit better for a guy like Kyrone Davis. But once again, shout out to him. If we have anybody that wants to speak, go ahead and request to speak on Twitter Spaces. We also got Discord, and we're going back to CYP.
Talk to us.
Yo, let me know.
You good?
Damn, I gotta change phones and shit. All right, first off, let me give a real shout out to Lanika, Nick J, over there, Queens of the Ring. Like, she's my real friend. Been knowing her for many, many, many years. Like, in person, talking about boxing. It's funny because I always knew she loved boxing when we used to argue years ago about it. And it's funny how, you know, she got her show going and it's very, very successful. So shout out to you, you know, my Houston friend. You know, always knows love. Always knows love. So go support her channel for real because she knows what she's talking about. She's thick skinned and she learned around the boys. So yeah, she fit right in with us. Um, I heard Brandon say something about nobody cares about Wilder no more. The mystique is gone. You know me. I'm always on it. You know what I mean? I'm always on it. So I looked something up and shit to see if that's true. So I looked up PBC, you know, YouTube, and I realized, you know, there's only a few guys that do over 1 million views on their videos. It's not that many. So we looked at, you know, let's say Earl Spence, Danny Garcia. You know, he the man. He had 2.7 million views on his fight. That's 10 months ago. We had Charlo Castano too, 1.7 views 5 months ago. Then we had my man Tank Davis, Barrios, 3.5 million views 4 months ago. But Wilder Helenius got 3.5 million views. It's only been up 2 weeks. So when you say nobody cares and Mystique is gone, get your words together.
You know they be
Nobody
hating.
cared to pay for him to knock out Helenius, but they damn sure wanted to know if he knocked out Helenius.
Absolutely.
So they damn sure care. See, you got to use your words correctly when you're going after one of the dudes in the CYP army, because I always have my tanks locked and loaded, ready to bomb on your ass. Let me repeat that. I always have my tanks locked and loaded, ready to bomb on your bitch ass. And then I'm gonna send my lions out there to eat the scraps. That's how I roll. So
I see
get your
what you
shit
did
together.
there. I see what you did there, CYP. I see
Thank
what
you.
you did.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How long
So
it take you
let's
to
be
come
real
up with
here.
that?
We've already went through this and told you that the Helleniuses of the world do not go on pay-per-view. They don't. So when a dude gets an Hellenius on pay-per-view, that tells you he's a popular dude. Because they know it's not gonna be big, but they still gonna put it on pay-per-view just to see what happens. That's not the fight we're looking forward to. When it comes down to a Wilder Ruiz, May 5th,
Yeah, I was gonna
it
ask
still be
you.
going down.
So what fight do you think is biggest for Cinco de Mayo?
Andy Ruiz, Wilder. I'm telling you now, that's just what I believe. There's a lot of good fights though. A lot of them are good. But if I had to choose one to be the headliner, it would be Wilder versus Ruiz, because I feel like right now the Mexicans need something right now. You know, with the way Canelo's looking right now, they need something. And I think they'll get behind Andy just in case. Just in case they got another Mexican label on their name.
So you don't
So
think
let's
that you don't think they'll get behind Ryan?
a lot, honestly, a lot of Mexicans I know don't like Ryan. I'm just being honest with you. A lot of Mexicans I know, they don't like him. That don't mean they won't watch him, but I know they don't like him. And usually when it's time to spend your money, you usually spend it on dudes you like or you hate. They don't hate Ryan, they just don't like him.
Okay, okay. I was gonna say yeah, cause I'm glad. You know, motherfuckers was paying to see Floyd lose. You know that.
Oh yeah, all day. So I wonder, do they hate Ryan enough to buy his pay-per-view? I don't know if they hate him like that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they do though. Hopefully they do.
All right, Chan. Well, we do appreciate the call. Do appreciate you tuned in. As always, one of our loyal listeners. We got BX Don. Talk to us, champ. Unmute on Discord.
Yo, what's good?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What up? What
I'm
up?
I'm chilling, fellas. I'm chilling. So, I sent in the super chat with the schedule I like to see. I've heard a lot of people's cases on here, and I flip-flop back and forth. And I think, now I think I'm sticking to my guns and saying Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder is a better fight for Cinco de Mayo. I just don't see, how the Mexican fan base doesn't come out and support their Mexican heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? And CYP was right. They'll watch Ryan Garcia, but I don't think they care for him as much as a true Mexican that represents them. And I think that's the same thing with Benavidez too. I don't think they see him as a true representative of their culture and their nation.
Yeah,
So
but so I think the sell with Ryan isn't like he's this huge Mexican, even though both him and Andy are Mexican American.
yeah,
I think the sell with Ryan is obviously his marketability, the fact that he is able to sell and cross over, and he has all the influences and all that shit. And then
absolutely.
so then you have that, right, and then you got Tank and everything Tank brings, right, and then on top of that you got the Mexican culture. So I don't think that Ryan necessarily gets more Mexicans to buy his pay-per-view with Tank than Andy would, but I think the event together, right? And everything that both fighters bring on top of, now you add the Mexicans. Look, like I'm not sure excuse me, I'm not sure, and I'm not, saying that you're wrong. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm not sure if you heard earlier. Ness was like, what are they called again? Ness, the
Teeny boppers.
teeny boppers, right? And like I told him, bro, like most of the little girls that are obsessed with Ryan and bro, their parents are Mexican. So it's like they know the name, you get what I'm saying, and they may be intrigued. He's young, and on top of that, people need to realize, bro, he's the closest thing to Oscar De La Hoya that the Mexican American public has had since Oscar De La Hoya.
True. But let me throw this carrot in there for you. There is more than one big holiday around that time. Like I said, Memorial Day weekend is also a big, it's a 3-day weekend. People have that extra day off, and you have that opportunity to put on a big show. And I think that does, big numbers in SoFi Stadium in LA. I think that does big numbers on Memorial Day weekend. And again, Ryan, outside of the Mexican fan base, is a big social media star with the social media influencers in LA, and brings out a big American audience in general, along with Tank. So I think if you weigh in your options, what fits where, I think the Ryan and Tank fight does big on either day.
Yo,
so if you had to choose, why not throw him on Memorial?
You know what's crazy? It's so crazy, bro. You just said something. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been so big on fucking Tank and Ryan being Cinco de Mayo, but something you just said made me kind of realize that Memorial Day might be a better option. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And Tank just fought on Memorial Day. You know what I'm saying? He does big numbers on any day, and Memorial Day is a good weekend for that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But Memorial Day, look, because I just thought about it. What other fights have we seen Memorial Day? And the first one came to mind was Devin Linares, which was last year, right?
Mm-hmm. That was pretty dope too.
Bro,
I was there.
And I was gonna say, for one,
in Vegas, Mandalay.
Vegas, bro. Look.
Was that Mandalay or Michelob?
No. So the Michelob Ultra Arena is inside of the Mandalay Bay Casino. But look, bro. Pool parties open. Motherfucker. Memorial Day is a big kick it weekend. Usually it's the start of summer for many people. Motherfuckers, they looking to go travel somewhere hot. Pool parties, get to kicking it. I don't disagree, yo. I think that Tank Ryan Memorial Day weekend could be huge. Like, because anything Tank is an event, and you got to think about everything around it. And I think that there's more people coming, like, in their demographic coming to party in Vegas for Memorial Day than for Cinco de Mayo. You get what I'm saying? So, that's a good caller. Good caller. Let's see who we have on Twitter. James Benitez, talk to me, champ. Make sure to unmute. James Benitez, the Twitter space TBV pioneer. Talk to us, champ.
We hear you.
Nesdan, you hear me?
You
hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, cool, man. Hey, man, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the content as always, man. All right, so Tank, Ryan, they really don't need Cinco de Mayo, but yes, it will probably be the best and most ideal fight to put on there. But in my opinion, that the fight that probably would need a gimmick like Cinco de Mayo to actually help itself would be like Wilder Ruiz.
You're hilarious. So Canelo needs gimmicks, or he uses it to bring a fight to his heritage.
Because Canelo's actually a brand here, man. Ruiz is just still kind of building in the sense of the Mexican population. Like,
Yo, you
think
hate
about it, man.
Wilder a lot, or you love to
Nah,
troll your
really.
friends in the back?
No, I'm just keeping it real, man. Like Ruiz just came off of 2 struggle wins, and Wilder threw a Hail Mary out the corner to get past Hellenius and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really just
First
don't want to
round
see
knockout
Wilder.
is a Hail Mary.
Come on, bro. I'm just gonna keep it real, man. Like, it looked like Hellenius gonna finish the round until then. So be honest with that, man. Like, end of the day, man.
He said
Look,
it looked like
nobody's
he was
really
gonna
no
finish the
like.
round till then.
Look, man. I'm just gonna be honest, man. Look,
He
people ain't
did.
running out to see Wilder to see him do just 6 minutes of work and shit like that. So to actually get more people to actually be probably intrigued about that fight or whatever, why not put it around a date like Cinco de Mayo? Other than that, man, you could throw that fight in April. You could throw that fight in June. You could probably even throw that shit on Juneteenth or whatever. People are not going to run and buy it. So you might as well get the Mexican buys because the numbers don't lie. And the numbers from that last pay-per-view, it didn't really sell that well. So you might as well throw it on Cinco de Mayo. That's just my personal opinion. Other than that, man, hey, you know, I think Plant's going to beat Benavidez, man. I've been saying that for a while. But, you know, I'm glad that he had a good show in the last fight. I've been saying that for the past couple of years, and I'm glad that fight's really official. That fight with the hostility between the both of them, it doesn't need a Cinco de Mayo because that's not only a hardcore, but the casuals when they see the story between those two and the hatred, they're gonna be intrigued to actually watch that fight. So the only fight that's on there that really needs something like a big day is really Wilder and Hellenius, and that's my call.
You mean Wilder Ortiz?
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. Ruiz, Ortiz, whatever. You know what it is.
So just
I'm
to
out.
clarify, whose bad pay-per-view numbers you was talking about?
Talking about Wilder's, man. Like, who the hell would have expected that he did 75K on a comeback fight, man?
Bro, 75K on a comeback fight, but you had Andy do 65K against King Kong Ortiz.
Come on, bro. There's those 2 different levels of fighters, man.
Okay,
like Wilder,
who is
Wilder's
more
supposed to be
known,
the face of heavyweight boxing
Who
for
is
the
more
U.S.
known?
for the state.
No, I'm just saying because you brought up bad
Wilder.
pay-per-views.
Wilder's more known, man.
I'm talking about between Hellenius and King Kong, champ, because you brought up the bad pay-per-views, but they both did bad. So that's why I just wanted to see, was you talking about both of them or just one of them?
Shit, I mean, I didn't expect Ruiz and Ortiz to really do that well.
Yo, gotta let you go.
We're going through that Alabama internet spot. But that also could be all the hating you was doing, the boxing guys.
But shout out James for hopping on.
Did we ever get the J Hardcore?
We did. That's why I told you check Cash App just in case we got a super chat.
I don't see anything from him, but I do see 2 from Alan Willis, who says Oscar Valdez versus O'Shaquie Foster for the belt. Actually, it's Ray Vargas versus O'Shaquie Foster for the belt. Valdez will face Navarrete for the WBO belt. So, yeah. Then we got Mark Yorick, who wanted to counter punch yesterday. I guess you didn't get it, so yeah. You know. And on Discord,
LV Slugger, talk to us.
What up?
TBV fellas, how
What up?
Sensational.
What up? Yeah, man. Nice little topic going on. But from my perspective, I think Ryan Tank, I don't think necessarily they need to fight on Cinco de Mayo for them to get, the most money for that fight. You know what I'm saying? They got a huge social media following from both, they got the younger generation that's going, ride along regardless of, whenever they fight. So I don't think that you got to put that on Cinco to get the most money, the bang for your buck for that fight. With Wilder Ruiz, I think that's the fight that'll be biggest that weekend. Both of them accomplished. Two former heavyweight champions. You know what I'm saying? And CYP made a great point. With the Wilder knockout, with that shit going viral like it did. I think that's gonna really get people more intrigued to see what he do next. I know the numbers were low, but like I pointed out before, it was a lot going on that day. A lot of boxing for free. So, I think that may have had something to do with it. But if they put that on Cinco de Mayo weekend, I think you get the most money for that fight, man. I think it does real big, especially with them being accomplished. You know what I mean? And Wilder going viral. getting Hellenians out in one round, I think that just makes the fight even bigger. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be intrigued for it. With Ryan, I think the Mexicans, as much as they get behind these fighters, they understand the sport and they see with Ryan, he's accomplished nothing. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real. At least Andy will go down as the first Mexican heavyweight champion, but Ryan, he's done nothing, man. He's basically gonna get a big fight just off his following. You know what I'm saying? But we just look at
Jake
the
Paul
sport of
what?
boxing. Say that again?
You said Jake Paul what?
Nah, I ain't never bring up Jake Paul.
Oh, I thought you
I'm
said
talking
something
about Ryan.
about big following.
Yeah, I'm talking about Ryan. That's how he's getting a fight with Tank,
And,
strictly off a follow.
and I said
He's
Jake
done
Paul
nothing.
what? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it
Yeah,
works. If you got a following, you get to do what you want.
but he's fighting boxers though. Jake Paul has yet to fight a boxer. I mean, at least he's
Again,
fighting
if you
boxers.
have a
I don't
following,
even
if you have
compare.
a
I don't compare.
following, you get to do what you want. That's why people complain about Canelo. He got a following, he get to do what he want. Jake Paul got a following, he get to do what he want. Ryan
I
got
mean,
a
about the,
following, so
it's
he
not
ain't won a belt,
it's not
and he
the
get
same.
to do what he want.
You can't put Jake Paul. You can't compare Jake Paul with no Canelo and no damn Ryan. This man fighting
Man,
MMA fighters.
you just
That's
lost your
not
you
that's
just
not no
lost your
comparison.
call, man. You just lost your call. You mean you can't compare Ryan to fucking Jake? Ryan never been on pay-per-view. Fuck out of here. Learn something about the sport.
Info Joe is a beast.
My man tripping.
Check
Can't
box
compare.
check.
He said you can't compare Jake to Ryan.
And
You right, because Jake's social media following is bigger than Ryan's. The very thing you're giving Ryan credit for.
And LV
Silly
Silva
ass.
had a professional boxing record going into that
I got
fight.
Lockett. I think we did say that.
Yo.
What up, Joe? Talk to us.
Yeah, a lot of great callers, but it ain't no show without info. Joe, Los Angeles in the building. Let's get to it. What's up, champs? You know what? I like the idea. What was the guy G. Queese was saying, man? I think that would be my first pick, man. My second pick would be Wilder, Ruiz, but my first pick would be Tank versus Ryan, man. I like the G. Queese idea of having Mayweather and De La Hoya kind of hyping up the fight, man. They don't have to coach neither fighter, but just to have them in the room to help promote the fight, I think the nostalgia alone, man, it would sell, man. You know what I'm saying? We have your Oscar bigging up Ryan and Floyd bigging up Tank, man. I think it'll do big numbers. My second choice would be Wilder and Ruiz for obvious reasons, man. I think they do stand behind, the Mexicans still do stand behind Ruiz, and I think Wilder just Wilder, you know what I'm saying? That'll do big numbers too for Cinco de Mayo. But if we can get Floyd and De La Hoya to back this shit, man, and talk about it on social media and be there while they doing the face-off, they both standing behind both of the fighters, I can see it blowing up, man, just on that alone. So my first choice would be Tank versus Ryan. They're young, they got the youth, they got the following. Tank got the hip-hop culture. Ryan just got a big following just because. So my first choice would be Tank versus Ryan. That's all I got, champs. Everybody have a blessed, no stress day. It's Friday. Have some fun, get that money, and prepare for this weekend, man. Put me down for Zuro. I'm going for the underdog. I know this ain't the prediction, but I might not be able to call back in. Put me down for Zuro, man.
All right, champ.
That's all I got, champs. Peace.
You got it.
All right. Want to shout out real quick Caesar in Vegas for sending a fat $50.
Shout out,
sending
champ.
support for the WBC trip. He wants to make sure we get to the convention, so we do appreciate that. I'm going to go to some other super chats. Look like next up is Q from North with the 199. He says, either way, I'm pulling up. See y'all that weekend. So Cinco de Mayo, he in Vegas. Oscar with the 199. Ryan versus Tank. Pitbull versus, I don't know, Rayo versus Rolly. May 5th. That's a great card. That's actually a great card. All lightweights. JB Cinema, 199. He says, who would have the bigger layoff by Cinco de Mayo?
Tank Ryan.
There you go.
Tank
Almanac working quickly. Lock it with the third super chat of the day, $2. He says, am saying it don't matter, Mexican or Mexican and Mexican American. That's what I said. That's what I thought you said. But shout out. 3 super chats.
And then Jinru33 says, what up, TBV? I'm excited for Plant versus Benavidez fight. Will this be in Vegas? When will tickets go on sale? I'd fly out to see this fight happen. Thanks. So, as of right now,
it looks like it could be.
Fight March 18th in Vegas. Ticket information will come out whenever they confirm that venue, but that's what I'm
shout out to Benavidez that doesn't care that Caleb Plant is from Vegas, lives in Vegas, and this could be considered his hometown. And instead, he still made the fight right here in Vegas. If that's the way that the cookie crumbles, we going out to J Hardcore. What up?
Got unmute.
Hey, what's up there, fellas?
What up, champ?
It's all good, man. As I said yesterday, man, I really think that Ryan Garcia and Tank would be the good thing for the May event for Cinco de Mayo. I would love to see it. I think commercially, I think it would do excellent. But I think, Ness, you said something earlier today. It was like, man, do we wait that long for that particular fight when they just said that we almost to the finish line with making that fight happen? So I don't know, do they wait until May? But I do see that TGB does have that particular date booked on MGM. So
what date?
Who knows? Huh?
What date?
May 6th.
Nah, they don't have that.
Oh, that's what I thought I seen. You don't see it for May 6th for MGM?
He sent me this, Danny, so maybe you ain't see it. Look. You see January, March, May 6th.
And they got March 18th as well.
Well, that's been deleted because I'm on the commission's website as we speak.
Well, maybe they done DQ'd it now.
That's whack.
They don't have anything past March.
Why would they be afraid of May Cinco?
I don't know, but I would love.
Damn, Cinco de Mayo on a Friday sounds banging.
And that, I mean, whatever that Saturday has been, they've always went that.
No, I get it, but still, for it to be Friday, you go hard on Friday. The fight is there Saturday.
And then look on whatever he sent you, they got they even got September. They don't have September over here, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, remember, this got leaked, so after the leak, they probably took some of this shit off.
How about that?
I mean,
yeah, but
that right there, that is no leak though. That is a screenshot from the commission's website.
Yeah, but
so
when this dropped, it was a leak. It hit Twitter like, oh, look, PBC has all these dates available for next year.
Right.
Then
what I'm saying is, bro, a leak is shit that ain't supposed to be out there. If it's on a public website that we all can access.
I get you. But the public does not use that.
Exactly. The public is not one to go on those sites to do all that.
The public doesn't go on that site. Yes, they have access, but we don't know. We have to be told. You are different. Even before you was doing this, you said it yourself. You created a Google fucking calendar. You're different. So that's what I'm saying. Like, after the cat was out the bag, maybe they changed their mind. But Jay, anything else?
No, I guess that's pretty much it, man. I just want some good fights happening, man. I would like to see that Plant and Benavidez fight, because what that does is actually tighten up that loose on Canelo. Because he said that they would have to fight somebody's going to have to fight each other to get up to him. So now you got Benavidez plus Plant fighting each other. That makes it close to bring that noose on his neck a little tighter, bro. He got to get on the pot. He got to shit or get off the pot, the way I look at it, bro.
Even though that date is no longer on there, I believe they had that September date in case the winner Plant Benavidez is available for Canelo.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I've never seen them book a venue out that far out.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Hey, they getting ready.
Because the way it
works,
works,
strong 23.
So the way it work, right, is if you look at the calendar, So you can only submit for those dates at the commission meetings. So that means that they submitted for those dates at least. It had to been October 18th. That was the last. That was the last commission meeting.
Well, again, those dates could be subject to change, but they got a lot, so no other promoter could take it. That's all.
Hey, right, make a tentative. Yeah, that's how I was looking at it as well.
But what I'm saying
You know,
is that I think those dates, I think they're still locks. I just think they took it off the website.
And that's what I'm telling you. After the public got wind, yes, it's a public website, but for the promoter, that's not the heat that they want. Jay,
sure.
I'm getting to some other people.
Appreciate you, Larry Smooth.
What up, Larry?
Make sure to unmute.
If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It's going to put this episode in the eyes of other boxing fans. So even if they don't join us today and call in and voice their opinion today, they'll probably be back tomorrow because we're 7 days a week, twice a day. We're back at 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, straight from the Wynn Casino right here in Las Vegas, out of the Blue Wire studio. Join us for another one.
Larry, go ahead, talk to us.
Larry Twitter. And he's still connecting in the meantime, in between time. I'm going to SDX Renzi.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Shout out TBV, man.
What up, what up, what up?
DNS.
Yo.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be biased with this one. I'm a Tank fan, so I'm gonna go with Tank and Ryan as my first, just because like even Danny just pointed out, them two got the biggest layoff. Them two you've been out the ring the longest, so I just feel like I just want to see Tank fight. But outside of that, Wilder versus Ruiz, I feel like could be like as big as the Tank and Ryan, because to me Ruiz is, outside of Canelo, the real representation of the Mexican fan base. Like, I feel like they appreciate him like a Canelo, because he accomplished becoming the first Mexican heavyweight box champion. So I feel like if anybody, he got, that next in line. But then too, I want to say shout out to Caleb Plant. I mean, I haven't followed his career much, but I feel like he'll get in there and bang. Like, I don't know. I don't know too much about him, but the way he just came straight out of fight and hot right back into another one. And I feel like even coming off his Canelo loss, he didn't really like beat himself up or try to think about it too long. He was just ready to get back in the ring. So I would just want to say shout out to Caleb Plant, man. I'm very interested to see what he does with Benavidez. Hopefully, I want to see him clean him up. I feel like him in a Canelo rematch would be pretty interesting.
All right, champ. All right. LV Slugger with the counterpunch on Discord. Talk to us.
Shout out to everybody that's joining us on Twitter Spaces and tweeting about the live show on Twitter. We're retweeting you. If you share us on your Instagram, we'll also repost you. We got about 80,000 followers on Instagram. On Twitter, we close to 20. So wherever you engage with us, we will obviously repost and retweet to make sure that you get some love as well.
Are you there?
While we wait for LV, Danny, let them know what we're doing. We're in collaboration with Stagefront. We're going back to Phoenix. Let them know all about it, champ.
We're going back to Phoenix, doing a huge giveaway. So definitely head on over to stagefrontvip.com/Boxing Voice for your chance to win 2 VIP experiences to Chocolatito versus Gallo Estrada 3, the trilogy. Cannot wait. That WBC belt will be on the line. The VIP experience, floor ringside seats. You'll have access to the VIP. You'll have VIP access to the weigh-in, and you'll have access to the pre-fight party with Matchroom and Stagefront, where we will be performing a live broadcast from the AZ Blue Club inside the Desert Diamond Arena. So right where the fight will be taking place, it'll be an intimate party where your dinner, your drinks, all your beverages will be included, and you'll have a chance to meet not just Eddie Hearn, but David Benavidez, Showtime Sean Porter, Jesus Ramos, Michael Carbajal, Ramblin' Ralph, me and Ness, and so many more. So head on over right now to stagefrontvip.com/boxing voice for your chance to win this amazing once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Remember, we're taking callers on Twitter Spaces and on Discord. Looks like we got Larry Smooth. What up?
Bro, we just went to him. LV with a counterpunch.
But remember, Larry, we couldn't hear him.
Fellas.
Told you. What up, Larry?
Yeah. My bad. First time on Twitter Spaces trying to figure out how to work this shit.
No worries.
But shout out to y'all, man. Greatest show on earth, man. TBV is what it is.
Appreciate it.
I agree with a lot of the callers, man. Wilder Ruiz, I think that'd be the best for Cinco de Mayo. I feel like Ruiz is the best representative for the Mexicans outside of Canelo right now. And just on some Larry Heyman shit, I think that I would be willing to pay more if they put Plant Benavidez as like the co-main, and then you put something like what's my man name, Isaac Cruz, and like De Los Santos on the card too. I will fuck with that. I'd pay $100, $120 for a pay-per-view like that. They saying PBC is going out of business and all this other shit. I think that card would be fire, and I think the fans will fuck with it too, man. But that's really all I got, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Keep doing y'all thing. Holla.
All right. Counterpunch from LV Slugger. Then after that, counterpunch from Brandon.
Y'all hear me?
We hear you.
I'm trying to understand. Like, I'm talking real boxing on my call, then all of a sudden, Jake Paul gets thrown in on some Disneyland shit.
Because you said following. You said Ryan is getting a title shot or a big fight at Tank based off his following. And I said, just like Jake
real
Paul.
Boxing. That's real boxing, though. That's what I'm saying. Jake's not fighting no real boxers. We talking real
Silva
boxing.
beat Chavez, bro. Silva beat Chavez, a former champ. Like, until you do that, you don't got no fucking right to call somebody a real boxer. Fuck wrong with you? He beat a world champ.
So Silva is going to the Boxing Hall of Fame, not the UFC.
Do it. So now you can only beat. Now Jake Paul only got to beat fucking Hall of Fame boxers. You sound like a clown.
Nobody
man.
looked at Silva as no damn boxer. That's some shit y'all running with.
He beat a boxer. He beat Julio Cesar Chavez. He beat Chavez. You mad? He beat Chavez. You mad? He beat Chavez. You mad?
You done seen this nigga quit and everything. And we talking real boxing, man. Real, like I said, Ryan's done nothing in real boxing.
Guess
Jake
what?
Paul's not no boxer.
Chavez beat Brian Vera, Sebastian V.
You can get behind the Disney star. I'ma stay talking boxing, man.
Hey, you
also
behind the teeny bopper, so it's the same shit.
We talking boxing. You done brought up Disneyland.
Hey,
come on, man.
I mean, you brought up teeny boppers.
Come on, teeny bop. Who brought that up?
Ryan.
Who is that?
Ryan.
He's a boxer.
Who he beat? Javier Fortuna.
For him to have,
listen, Javier Fortuna,
like
nobody on Ryan's resume has ever been a world champion. Somebody on Silva's resume was a world champion. So no matter how you dice it, you are wrong. Ryan beat interim champions. Silva beat a real champion.
He just did that.
I'm done. You can argue with yourself because you're mad at the truth.
That ain't no truth. That's Disneyland shit, bro.
You right.
That's what I'm saying. We talking real boxing, man. We ain't talking no Disney stars. Tell that man get in there with a real boxer. Then we can talk some Jake Paul.
Yo, who Ryan fight 5 fights in?
Shit, I couldn't tell you. I bet he had a real box wreck.
Yeah, I bet
he had a real box wreck.
Yeah,
he wasn't 0-0.
Now we know. Yeah, bro, Silva wasn't 0-0. Bro, Silva was not 0-0. And I bet you whoever fucking Ryan fought in his first fucking 5 fights ain't beat no former world champions.
We gotta go, LV. We gotta go.
Who was 0-0?
We gotta go, bro. We can't deal with the nonsense. and the haterade
Yo,
that
what's
you
up
got.
with people from Las Vegas, bro? They just
He
don't.
ain't from Las
Nah,
Vegas.
He from Las Vegas.
Hell
bro.
no.
He
That
from
LV saying for Louisville Slugger bat didn't he get the hit in the head with?
Brandon.
Yo, what's good, brother? Yeah, this is my counterpunch in response to CYP. He mentioned free highlights and free highlight views on YouTube as if they correlate the buys or whatever. So I looked up some of Ryan Garcia's highlights, who LV and others say haven't done anything. He has 4.6 million views on a highlight with his fight with Javier Fortuna, 20 million views in a year in his highlights against Luke Campbell, and a whopping 7 million views with his highlights against Emmanuel to go. So if we going off highlights, shit, Ryan Garcia should be the number one boxer in the sport if we going off highlights, right? So just because you do good on free highlights on YouTube, that don't mean shit. Bottom line is Wilder's descent from the greatness has been dwindling more and more each fight. He did 1.2 against Fury. Next fight, that got cut in half to 600,000. Came back from 600,000 to 75. My man is not that popular. I understand he's a part of the CYP army, but the CYP army ain't the real world. Tank and Ryan are the now, my brother. They the hot thing. That's what's popping. Don't nobody care about them dudes like that, man. Ruiz or Wilder. Tank and Ryan is what's popping now. They got the
That ain't the
fan
real
base. They
belt.
got the
Yes, it
youth.
is.
No, it ain't.
Let's just
Look,
be real.
I'm gonna show
I'm
you how it
sorry.
is.
If Wilder and Ruiz fought tomorrow, fought next, we will be betting whether or not it'll crack 200 or 300,000 views. We will be trying to figure out if Ryan and Tank are going to do 1 million views. Two different levels of fights. I actually got a bet with JP that that Wilder and Ruiz is going to do under 300,000 views. He said it's going to do over. 10 minutes later, he was like, "Damn, man, I probably shouldn't have took that bet." He ain't got faith that Wilder and Ruiz will do 300,000 buys. But we think that's a bigger fight than Tank and Ryan. Let's be serious, man. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. Wilder is big on TBV. Wilder is big on the back call, but in the real world, he is not the man. That's my call, man. Y'all take it easy.
Just
I
what they're
bet you,
showing for the Super.
and that's fine. But I bet you if you go to our YouTube channel on that first tab and then click Sosa for Sosa Corrales, and you gonna see me interviewing Sosa in training camp, and he gonna say that
oh no, they saying
that he had to consolidate with Corrales, but he ended up getting the Vasil Lomachenko fight, man. Believe me, man. Javier wasn't no full champ. If he was, he got elevated. He didn't win that belt. Javier is an interim regular belt, just like Campbell, and that's
well,
who
interim
Ryan's
and
been
regular
fighting.
is different, champ.
No, I hear you. I hear you, but they still not the super. It's two levels. Whichever one you decide. One is one level from the super, the other's 2 levels from the super. So they're not the real deal. I think we got another counterpunch, right? We went to Brandon, we went to LV.
That was it.
And it looks like Q and Nork is ready to rock and roll. And if anybody is on Twitter Spaces ready to rock and roll, do the same. Let us know. Uh-oh. Samson. ¿Cómo está?
Q, talk to us. Yup.
Yo, real quick, I don't think dude was right about that because I got homies that don't watch boxing, but when Wilder just fought, I hit the chat and was like, yo, we out. About to hit the bar and watch boxing. They like, nah, I'm good. Who fighting? I said, Wilder. They said, oh, we lit. 30 minutes later, we was, at the bar. So I don't think he's right about that. I mean, they not as big as Hank and Ryan, but to say Wilder don't move the needle, like I got homies that don't care about boxing, but to get their ass up and come to either to my crib or go out to watch Wilder fight. So that shit ain't 100% facts. Like, but I don't know if I stepped off and y'all missed. I don't know if y'all read my super chat or I stepped off for a minute, so I don't know. But whoever fighting that weekend, I'm praying it's in Vegas, and I'm definitely pulling up to Vegas.
Oh yeah,
so
we read that.
Y'all Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Yeah, we read that, champ.
We read it, Q.
Oh,
Appreciate you, man. We got CYP counter punching.
Yo.
Yo.
Well, one, man, Brandon, what y'all need to do, pause the show, replay what I said before you make a goddamn fool of yourself. You said directly, nobody cares about Wilder no more. All that fear they had, the mystique is gone. That's what you said. So I'll let you know that if they don't care about him because of 75,000 views, then why did almost 4 million in 2 weeks tune in to see what happened to this man they don't care about? Then you come in bringing in, well, if that's the case, then we go about views. Then Ryan, my nigga, listen, Ryan has never done a pay-per-view. People don't pay to see Ryan. Did you not hear me and Danny talking about we don't know if people are going to pay to see Ryan lose? We don't know yet because it hasn't happened. So when Wilder has already done 1.2 and then he did 603 and 400 K buys in the UK, which if you add that together like y'all do sometimes when y'all like a fighter, that's 1 million. 6 plus 4, that's 1. So end of the day, you can say what you want to say, but be righteous on the comment because you ain't making no goddamn sense. I don't care what people do for free. But if you're going to use somebody not being cared about, then yes, whoever sees them matters. But now we're talking about, are they going to pay? Ryan is not in the pay discussion because Ryan ain't never had nobody pay for him. Wilder's already proven that people pay. Now, if you want to go on, well, what about Helenius? Again, Mike Tyson never fought a Helenius type of fighter because nobody would want to see it. Get over that. And if you want to counterpunch your stupid ass in again, and I'm going to drain you on that back call, quit calling in with the hate because you do not have any argument for this topic. Wilder, people want to know what he does. That's why it don't matter if he do 10K or 11K on pay-per-view. They going to tune in immediately when it's over to see what he did. Because they some cheapskates, but they damn sure want to know what he's doing. CYP out.
Let's see. We still got LV Slugger's back on there. I don't know if he wanted another.
We got the
counterpunch.
Ghost on Twitter Space. Talk to us, champ. Make sure to unmute once it connects.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
We do, Ghost.
Yeah, so, I was just watching Jake Paul because he was helping Logan promote his WWE thing, and the crowd started chanting KSI. So, and KSI's fighting Joe Fornia or Tyron Woodley. Who do you think is going to win that?
I hope he doesn't go for Joe Fornia. Ain't that the dude David Hay beat?
Yeah.
That's a heavyweight, ain't he?
No, but he's fake heavyweight, though. He's like 4 years old. But there's a reason why he's going to pick him.
I would like both of those fights, KSI versus Fornia, or
I would prefer the Woodley fight.
Woodley is a good common opponent.
Do you think he'll beat them or no?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. KSI looked good in his last
I don't
event.
know that he could beat Woodley though. That's the better fight. I want that fight.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight. But I'm saying he looked good, so I think it'd be interesting. Before, I wouldn't have gave him a chance. Honestly, before I would not have gave him a chance. But he looked not too shabby. So.
Okay, thank you guys.
You got it, brother. Thank you. Where you joining us from? Hold on. Where you
London,
from?
London.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody that's on our Twitter Spaces and also sharing it. I am going to retweet everybody that says anything, good or bad. I ain't mad. But we do got Samson Lewickovich on there. Samson, if you want to go ahead and request to speak so you can just answer the question for us. Today's show has really been about which fight can take that Cinco de Mayo date from Canelo this May 2023. And obviously with a fight like Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, I think that falls perfectly for Cinco de Mayo, Samson.
Or Samson, if you want to
tell us,
if you would like to confirm, the MGM for March 18th on Showtime pay-per-view right here on the Boxing Voice.
Or maybe you're busy. I don't know. Maybe you're busy.
Loco te guste.
That's probably not how he meant to say it, but lo que tú quiera. You know what I'm saying? But we would prefer to you to come on.
That's a bit more improper, I feel like.
Yeah, but he hasn't requested to speak. What up, Samson? No love?
Yeah, we about to be out.
Yeah, it's time to eat breakfast. If Samson's not coming on, LV, I don't see any other counter punches for you, my friend, but I do see you there. So I'm not sure. We got Stainless. Okay, he sent the counter punch for LV. Talk to us on Discord.
TBV, y'all hear me? You hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I ain't really got much. I really hit on what I was saying, man. Like I said, I was just keeping it boxing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all decided to bring that man in, and I don't consider him no boxer.
That's your
But
personal opinion.
y'all saying 5-0, like I guarantee you, look at Ryan at 5-0. The nigga who he fought again actually had a box where it actually had
Just
a
like
box.
just
Just
like
like
Anderson
Silva?
Silva.
Just like Silva has a box rep? You so weird,
Jake
man.
Paul's fifth fight. That wasn't Jake Paul's fifth fight. So y'all gotta get your facts together. In Jake Paul's fifth fight, he fought Tyron Woodley, who was 0-1 as a boxer.
Okay. But
So
he was a
y'all gotta
So
boxer.
get your.
so he had a record,
He was
But he
right?
had a
0-1.
boxing record.
He had
He
a
was
boxing record,
0-1,
right?
and his only
And
loss was Jake Paul. The
but he
fight
had a
before.
box rep. But he had a
Come
box
on, man.
rep.
He
You
was
Bro,
said
0-1.
you
oh,
said he didn't have a box rep.
He was 0-1.
okay, cool. So
They
That's what I'm
are
saying.
so look,
Jake Paul brought him
Ryan
to
in his
boxing.
sixth fight,
So
Ryan in
who
sixth
Ryan fought
fight,
in
look,
his fifth fight,
he didn't
he brought
fight.
him to boxing.
Ryan
He brought him to
in his
boxing.
sixth fight did not fight anybody who had beat a world champion. He fought a guy by the name of Mario Aguirre, who at the time was 2-4, coming off of I think he had 3 knockout losses, and has went on to get an astonishing record of 3-19-1. So do I fight somebody who just came off winning against a former world champion, or do I fight a cab driver?
What you cab driver? How you figure he got a box wreck? He got a whole box wreck out here, man.
And so
That, I mean, if you want to label
Anderson
him, if you want to
Silva.
label him
And
a
so does
cab
Anderson
driver,
Silva. And so does
go ahead.
Anderson
But like I
Silva.
said,
And so does Anderson
with Jake
Silva.
Paul,
Anderson Silva
and
had
he's
a
been
box record.
knocked out before in boxing, and he's been knocked out before in boxing. What are
Okay.
you talking about?
But he had a
So I'm
box
saying
record.
you just made.
You're saying that if you don't have a box record, you're not a boxer. That's your logic. That's what you keep paying to tell us, that if you don't have a box record, you're not a
No,
boxer.
I ain't say nothing. But what you said?
You saying that your logic is if you don't have a box rec, you're not a boxer. And I'm telling you that Anderson had a box rec.
And he had been knocked out before.
But
that's what I'm saying. He's been knocked out by less.
But if your logic is that if you don't have a box rec, you're not a boxer, but he has one, knocked out or not, he has one. You didn't say a box rec with no knockouts, right? Because then if that's the case, the guy Ryan fought in his sixth fight don't count because he'd been knocked out. You understand? So at the end of the day, your logic is no box rec, no boxer. He had a box rec, so he's a boxer according to your logic.
I mean, that's the route which you want to go, but we all see Silva as a UFC fighter. Nobody looks at Silva as no boxer.
I was using your logic, champ. What you just came on here to tell us. That's what you told us.
How is that my logic?
Because you said if you don't have a box rec, you are not a boxer. Anderson Silva then had a fucking box rec since I was 2 fucking years old, champ. So by LV Slugger's logic, Anderson Silva therefore can be considered a boxer since he has a box rec. That's what you said.
He's a UFC fighter. I don't look at him as no boxer. UFC fighter. Jake Paul's resume is a full resume of UFC fighters, not one boxer.
Special feature, talk to me. Louisiana, stand up. If you're on Twitter and you want to request to speak, go ahead and do so. Louisiana, special feature.
Sam, we got Davidian on Twitter Space. Talk to us, champ. And make sure that you unmute once it connects. See right there is muted, and then you got to hit the unmute, Davidian. And then.
Yo, what's up?
Beautiful.
Hey, what's up? What's good? That's Danny. Good show. Happy Friday. God bless all the boxing family with TVV. Man, I mean, for me, all these fights, man, is pretty. The fact that the Plant and Benavidez fight is even made, so I'm gonna definitely go with that. I want to see that bad. So whenever they do that, I'm gonna be sitting there watching that. So, I mean, of course, for Tank and Ryan, I love that, but will it? I mean, I hope it's made. So, because people want to see that. I still keep saying I feel like Ryan could do his thing. He still seem a little green. I don't like the fact that he keeps his head up in the air, but I feel like he would give Tank some issues. I'm not saying that he's gonna beat Tank though, but the speed, he's got power too. So but for me, that Plant and Benavidez, the so-called Mexican monster, versus and it's not even sweet hands no more. It's Power Plant. So we'll I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, all these fights, even the Spence and Crawford, if that could ever be made, would be great to just see. But I don't know. We gotta wait and see. But I don't know. I just wanted to jump on and say what's up to y'all, and God bless all the callers. I'm out.
Thank you, Davidian. We appreciate you, champ. Anybody else on Discord?
Discord is empty.
Oh, Jerome snuck in on Twitter Space. Unmute. Talk to us.
Louisiana.
Yo, he said, I'm a product of the TBV environment. What does that mean? I'm a product of my environment. You gotta unspeak. You gotta unmute, Jerome.
There you go.
Yeah, like I was trying to say on Discord, all the fights we mentioned today are good candidates for that date. Although for me, for the heritage, I think maybe Tank and Ryan, especially if we use the fact that this is the next generation Floyd and Oscar. I'm not even going to speak on Jake Paul because I know how I feel about that. That's my call.
All right. Well, it looks like we don't have any more callers on Twitter Space.
And no more on Discord, right?
So it has come to an end. We will be back at 10 a.m. for our betting show right here on youtube.com/members. So let me just show you how you do that. So 10 a.m., this is what you'll see when you come to the YouTube channel. And then that's not the YouTube channel, but this is the YouTube channel. And then you click on this button, which takes you to this, where you can just click Shorts, Live, Playlist, Community, Membership. And here you will see the next episode of the betting show that will populate in about 10 minutes. And we will be going live at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join us and get your betting advice. Now, we definitely got some big advice from a sparring partner that is going to affect the way we bet this week. Obviously, we're going to just take that advice because last time we didn't. When Kyrone was sparring Caleb and he told us that he thought Caleb could knock out Darrell, I laughed. And now the one that's laughing is Kyrone and Plant. So this time around, I got a tip from a sparring partner that's in camp this weekend, or that's been in camp for a fight taking place this weekend. And maybe we're just going to sprinkle a little something on his advice, just in case it happens again. But we do got a request from Tony Romero.
Yo, make sure to unmute.
On Discord if you want to talk.
On Twitter Space.
Yeah, what he said.
Tone, you got to unmute.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, first time using this thing.
No worries, no worries. Where are you joining us from?
I'm from Chicago, guys. I appreciate the show. Long time listener.
What part of the city?
Little Village.
Okay, bro. I was just telling Ness yesterday. I said, bro, I don't think there's a single listener from like my part of the South Side. All our listeners are like from out west, Little Village, fucking the North Side. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead with your call.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Danny. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you always repping the Shy. It's always good to hear. But yeah, no, I just wanted to say, biggest fight for me, if any one of these fights were to take over Cinco de Mayo, I think it'd definitely be Tank versus Ryan. When I think of Cinco de Mayo, I think of, the family get together, the fight party, the carne asada going, and it's kind of like the Super Bowl of boxing. So the Super Bowl of boxing to me would be that matchup. Whereas I think back to Supermax. Supermax called earlier and said that a lot of fans, or a lot of Latino fans at least, don't think Andy stands a chance versus Wilder. And I'm in that boat. You know, I think the same. I don't think, to me, that's not a big fight, not for Cinco de Mayo. So I got to go with Ryan versus Tank. And one more thing, guys. When I first saw that poster on the show today, all 8 fighters up there, all I could do was fantasize, man. You know, and I'm like,
imagine those Don King days.
Imagine if those 8 fighters were on one fucking card. My God. I mean,
how much you paying for that pay-per-view?
I just hope people wouldn't steal this. You know,
Wilder versus Andy Ruiz, Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez, Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, and Earl Spence versus Bud. How much you paying for that?
Danny, I'm a hardcore. I'd be willing to pay $200 for that, $250 even.
I'm never going above 100.
I know, but for one night,
until they tell us it's more than 100, I will not suggest more than 100.
But Ness, imagine one night these promoters. Just fantasize with me, man.
No, I'm with you, Tone. I'm with you. I'm not telling you it's not worth 500. I'm just saying until they raise the bar, I'm not gonna do it for us. Nor am I gonna suggest that they do it.
But hypothetically,
I just wanted to see how bad you'd want that. That's all.
And let me just pitch it to you guys. Hypothetically, would you guys pay that? If, let's say they said yes, let's do this. Would you guys pay $200-$300?
I'm gonna be honest with you. So look,
100 and my foot's down. They're listening.
So look, Earl Bud is a fight that I have to be in attendance for. Tank Ryan is a fight I have to be in attendance for. Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez is a fight I have to be in attendance for. I ain't gotta be in attendance for Wilder Andy, but I wouldn't mind it. But the other 3 fights, damn, Weedy, you down the street from my peoples. He say 95th and Commercial.
Yo, somebody said Sonya dumbass. She's so fucking dumb. She said if you don't got a 5 stick, call Spence. He got one.
Bro, I don't think her last name is Dumbass. I think it's Dumas.
Nah, it's Dumbass.
Damn. You disrespectful, champ. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, have you seen her fucking YouTube comments? Tone, I'm gonna mute you because you backfeeding.
But appreciate the call, champ. Appreciate the call. Real quick.
We got Liam?
Yeah, Liam on Twitter Space. Unmute. Talk to us. Hope we said that right. Unmute, champ. There you go. Talk. You hear us?
Hey,
yo. Whoa.
You hear me?
Barely, brother.
You on a Bluetooth? You must be on a Bluetooth.
Yeah, no working. No working, my friend. But that being said, my man said my man's username is Pasta Blunt.
Like pass the, but instead of pasta, like Italian.
Word.
Ringwalk Danny Instagram and Twitter. Ness GTO Instagram and Twitter.
If you're on Twitter Spaces, right now is the best time to go ahead and retweet. Right now is the best time to quote the Twitter Space. Quote tweet it and say this is a quality space. This is a great boxing space. Join this space. Something like that you guys can do. Just saying. Ness GTO Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And for our members, in about half an hour, right here for some betting advice.
10 a.m. YouTube members for the betting show, and then 12 p.m. noon for our win show. Catch us on the next one. We out.